Just end the game. Just end the game. It's over. It's over. Out the cup. We're going out. We're going out the cup. Just cupless. Just once again. Season over, blood. Just, the season's done, blood. We just blow the whistle. It's over. It's over. Oh, look, they're going to score another one. They're going to score another one. DJ Khaled is going to be free. Oh, just end the game. End the pain. Just end it, blood. End it. Oh, this guy's a fucking criminal. I've had it, blood. I've fucking had it, bro. I've had it, bro. I've absolutely had it, bro. I've had it with this manager. I've had it with this team. I've had it with the players. I've had it with everyone. I swear down, you man want to fight now. Where was the fighting when we was playing football, blood? Where was the fight for 90 minutes? You man want to turn into UFC fighters now, blood. Why? Where was the fight on the field? You man's heads are gone. That's what it is. You man want to turn into judo fighters, karate, UFC, MMA, blood. You man want to fight the fans. You man want to fight everyone. Where's the fight on the field, blood? Where is it? Where is it, blood? Man need a sat nav to find the fight on the field. Hey Siri, where's Tottenham's fight on the field, blood? Where is it? Where is it, blood? Where is it, fam? No, I'm sick and tired of it, blood. Every week, without fail, blood, I gotta sit through this, blood. I gotta sit through the pain, blood. No pain, no gain, brother. Every spliff after spliff, blood. Spliff after spliff. These men are absolute end of street.
Aston Villa 2, Tottenham 1. Estamos aqui, filhos da puta. They got their Spurs back. It will be different under Frank. Defensively solid. The team is back. You know what I'm saying? I think these men need to round up their apologies to Ange. I think these men need to bring back Ange, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shit was all good about a week ago. Tottenham Hotspur. Hold that. Buendia. What a goal. Rodgers tapping it in. Light work. You know what I'm saying? These guys thought they could get back into the game. No. You must go out the cup. More than you can believe. More than you can believe. You know what I'm saying? Big up to everyone that is locked in. It's who we are, mate. It's who we are. L after L after L. This is the Tottenham, man. These man thought things were going to change because they won the Europa League. These filhos da puta think that everything's different. Nah, estamos aqui. Yeah? It's in your DNA. Inject it in your veins. It's who you are, mate. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Do you know what I'm saying? Ollie Watkins at the end celebrating in front of your fans, bro. I love it. Kicking off, you know what I'm saying? Kicking off, taking a piss out of your fans. You know what I'm saying? Rodgers taking the piss as well. We love it, man. We love to see it. Listen, big up to everyone that's locked in. We got a lot of clips to get into. Big up to everyone locked in. Let's get into the clips, bro. Let's get into the meltdown. Let's go, caramba.
Them and we're on the back foot, blister FC. Come on, man, close him down, shut him down. Come on! No! Oh my days! What are you guys doing, fam? All from that mistake. I told you, man. All from that mistake. I can't believe this. Criminal defending. Oh my goodness, bro. What is the matter with these guys? What's wrong with them?
Spursy, mate.
I swear down.
The way they got cooked for that Buendia move. 3 passes around their whole team, bro. The way they got cooked for that was very... Aston Villa absolutely cooked these guys. They should have been up 3-4-0. I can't even lie. That first half, they absolutely cooked them. They couldn't live with Buendia, bro. Rodgers and McGinn. They couldn't live with these man, bro. These man were bopping the ball. Kamara had these man in their pocket, bro. They absolutely got cooked. These men are lucky. The scoreline was down, bro. Aston Villa should have buried them. They should have proper buried them in the first half. You know what I'm saying? It's just who we are, mate. Let's keep going, mate.
Diabolical. Diabolical, blood. Just open, fam. 24 hours, blood. McDonald's, Texaco, fam. Just open, fam. Just open. Just look at that. Just look at that. Idiots, bruv. Yeah, we're going out the cup, bro. We're going out the cup, blood. Oh, no!
Bro, I don't even know what to say, bro. I can't even get mad anymore. I can't even get mad anymore watching Spurs. It's just like, I'm just tired of it, man. I'm just tired. Like, it is what it is, bro. It just is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Even Frank Ocean's had enough, bro. Even Frank Ocean's had enough. You know what I'm saying? Even Frank Ocean's had enough. Let's keep going.
Just what?
Bro, it just is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Just what?
What's that roller doing on top of her head?
Nobody trying to defending, bro. There was.
Look what your countryman Sonny's got you supporting, bro.
아니 수비수 뭐해? 아니 따라 붙었잖아. 끊어야지.
Don't let him. Don't let him. We're 1-0 down already. It's shocking. It's just two easy 3 passes.
3 passes through the midfield, completely unchallenged.
Not one player making it. Not one player making a challenge. We've been screaming about that from minute one, getting challenges in on the football, and we
Give it time. It takes time. It needs his ingredients. He needs his players. He needs a bit of time. You know what I'm saying? Just give it a little bit of time. You know what I mean? Trust the process. How long did it take Klopp? You know what I mean? You got to just trust the process.
Just standing off them, allowing them to play through us. It's embarrassing. And then this defending here, I think Danzo gets drawn towards Marlon and allows the runner in behind. But again, where's your right back? Where's Pedro Porro coming in and filling in that space and defending? It's shocking all around. It's just they've done this time and time again. Slow it down. One pass is one player sitting before one player.
Wow, these man's head is gone. I love it. I love seeing these man head go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, man. Let's go. Keep the meltdown rolling. Keep the meltdown rolling.
Oh, again. Look at the negativity, blood. Go to him. Block. Tetris! Morgan Rogers, blood. Morgan Rogers, fam. You pricks. I've had it now, blood. 2-0 down. It's done. It's over. Finito. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. That's the way the cookie. Shut up, Vicario. I'm tired of you shouting, blood.
Shut up, Vicario. I'm tired of you shouting. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Now, blood. 2-0 down. 2-0 down. It's done. It's over. Finito. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. That's the way the cookie. Shut up, Vicario. I'm tired of you shouting, blood. I'm tired of. Sack him now, blood. Sack him now, blood. Sack him now, blood. Sack him now, fam. Thomas Wank, Thomas Skunk. I'm telling you this right now. Look at the fans walking away like Craig David, fam. Oh yeah, let's go and get a sausage roll, blood. Let's go and get a pork pie, fam. They're cutting. They're going home, fam. Got to the stadium.
Sausage rolls for the boys. Sausage roll for the boys.
To their homes, blood. I'm telling you, fam. They're out of there, blood. They've seen enough, blood. I've seen enough, blood. I seen enough of this, bro. I seen enough of this, bruv. This man's a criminal, man. This man's a criminal, fam. Sacked in the morning. Sack him tonight. Tonight. How about sacked in the morning? These man ain't playing for him. Sack him tonight. Tonight. Brother, why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Sack Frank tonight.
Here's Rogers to jump. Gosh, here we go, Rogers. Oh my. Just don't care, bro. This is what it is, man. I'm just so tired of this, bro. Just sack him now, bro. I'm actually done now. Sack him now. I'm done. I'm officially like full on Frank out now. Sack him. Sack him right now. Sack him. I'm done. I'm out. Sack him. Sack him, bro. I'm just tired of it. It's just, bro, mid-sacking, mid-game, bro. He's done. He's done. He's done. Nothing's changed. No amount of pep talking, no amount of time can change this, bro. I'm seeing nothing. It's January now. It's done, bro. Enough is enough.
그나마 그냥 준비해온 거 세트피스 딸깍 말고는 없는 거 같아. 그 딸깍도 안 되잖아. 야야야야! 야! 안 볼래. 아, 나 그냥 저 잘게요. 나 진짜 안 되겠다. 야, 나 진짜, 야, 씨발, 뭐해? 아, guys, I'm not gonna watch second half. I'm not gonna watch second half. 아, 나 진짜. 나 안 볼래. 나 저 후반 안 볼게요. 나 오늘은 그 GG 칠게. 나 진짜 안 되겠다. I think I can't. I can't. I mean, there is not any hope. There is zero chances to win. Zero chance to win this match. So I don't want to waste 45 minutes more. 아, 나 진짜 이거 진짜 아니 뭐 하냐 진짜로.
No one can complete it.
Oh my days. All because she followed her countryman's son, bro. This is the pain that she signed up for. She's really realizing the years of pain she just signed up for, you know. All because she was following Son. Son's left now. Son's an where's he at? LAFC, living life, probably gonna win something with LAFC. They're a decent team out there in the MLS, and she's stuck with Tottenham. This is crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is absolutely crazy. I'm telling you, Son, he needs to answer for his crimes.
All right, we're sync. We're in sync, blood. Justin Timberlake, guys. Oh, yes! Come on! Come on! Denilson Ødegaard, blood. I didn't even see what happened. He went through, blood. He shaved off the cane rolls and he hit the snooker shot, blood. Just Snow, blood.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. You know what I'm saying? All that celebration for nothing. It's mad. Let's continue. Let's go. Run the next clip.
Game. Just end the game. It's over. It's over. Out the cup. We're going out. We're going out the cup. It's cupless. Just once again. Season over, blood. Just the season's done, blood. We just blow the whistle. It's over. It's over. Oh, look, they're going to score another one. They're going to score another one. DJ Khaled is going to be free. Oh, just end the game. End the pain. Just end it, blood. End it. Oh. Oh, this guy's a criminal. I've had it, blood. I've had it, bro. I've had it, bro. I've absolutely had it, bro. I've had it with this manager. I've had it with this team. I've had it with the players. I've had it with everyone. I swear that you man want to fight now. Where was the fighting when we was playing football, blood? Where was the fight for 90 minutes? You man want to turn into UFC fighters now, blood. Why? Why? Where was the fight on the field? You man's heads are gone. That's what it is. You man want to turn into judo fighters, karate, UFC, MMA, blood. You man want to fight the fans. You man want to fight everyone. Where's the fight on the field, blood? Where is it? Where is it, blood? Man need a sat nav to find the fight on the field. Hey Siri, hey Siri, hey Siri, where's Tottenham's fight on the field, blood? Where is it? Where is it, blood? Where is it, fam?
왜 그래? 아.
Crazy, man. Crazy, bro. It's over. It's over now. Move over. It's Andy's turn. Move over. The game shut down. Frankie. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hold that. You gotta hold that, bro. Till it's over, but it's far from over. Bro, I hope he stays. I'm saying, Siri, why is Siri getting shouted at? You know what I'm saying? And the funniest thing is when he said, I'm sick of Vicario shouting, and he's the one shouting. Oh, X. It's crazy. It's crazy.
아, 진짜 왜 그래? 아. 뭐야? 누구야?
아스펜 187을
누가 먼저 넘겼는데?
보고 감사합니다.
아, 로저스 저 새끼 왜 저래? Aspen, thank you so much for the phone point to $99 sticker. Thank you.
Oh no.
That's good.
Oh.
Thank you for the $4.99. Thank you. She's more concentrated on the super chat than a club losing, bro. Let me VAR that. My God cared more about the super chat than the fact that they conceded another goal.
아스펜 187을
누가 먼저 덤볐는데?
보고 감사합니다.
아, 로저스 저 새끼 왜 저래? Aspen, thank you so much for the phone point. $99 sticker. Thank you.
Oh no.
That's good.
Oh no.
Oh, we love it, man. We love it. She's so done, bro. She's like, yo, I'm just in it for the super chats. I'm just in it for the super chats. But listen, this fan base was getting very excited before the game because they got their some sort of rare shirt coming out because of winning a cup in 1901. Wow. Tottenham Hotspur celebrating winning a cup in 1901. Apparently, they're celebrating a FA Cup for 1901. Let's look at this rubbish. Let's look at this nonsense. More concerned than selling shirts than actually being.
Finally getting a special anniversary shirt. Yes, Tottenham are finally getting an anniversary shirt, this time for the 125th anniversary of winning that 1901 FA Cup. There's loads of details about the shirt itself, when they're going to wear it, and how you can get it yourself. So make sure you watch this video and follow for more football shirt news. Announced about half an hour ago, Tottenham are going to be wearing this shirt to commemorate their FA Cup win as the one and only non-league team to ever win the FA Cup. The shirt itself is obviously featuring a heritage crest, as I showed you, all in white, and only the shirt number is going to be visible, not the name, just as it was in 1901. And of course, it's going to be worn against Aston Villa in the FA Cup tomorrow. Now, you can actually get this yourself.
Wow. Only Tottenham can be celebrating a trophy from 1901. The level of Shameless, you know what I'm saying? I bet it's going to get sold out as well. I bet it'll get sold out. Just like the longest bar they got in England or whatever, some shit. They need that longest bar because these men are celebrating a trophy from 1901, bro. Look at these men gassing this up. Like, this is some achievement. Like, bro, cool, you won the cup. 1901, really? Really? Who in your family was alive in 1901? How many great-grandparents you need to go through to get down to 1901? Like, this is actually ridiculous. And these men are, oh, it's great. Quickly, it's limited edition. Limited edition, get your shirts in. You know what I mean? Back this absolute dross of a football club institution, of a flipping board, of a ownership. But don't worry, get your 1901 shirts in, guys. Get your 1901 shirts in. Why days? These guys, bro, I swear down. These men excited as well. Look how excited he is. Look at him. He looks like that guy that used to go, oh, I just caught a wild koala bear in the wild. Oh, it's a big one. What's that guy called? I caught a wild koala bear in the wild. Now we're going to go and get a stingray, mate. We're going to go catch a stingray, mate. You know what I mean? You know them guys that will live in tents and that. What's that guy called? You know what I mean? What's that guy called that's always in the nature? That nature boy thing. You know what I'm saying? Was it? Steve Irwin, yeah. Wow, we're gonna get a wild crocodile Dundee, mate, and we're gonna get a Tottenham 1901 shirt, mate, and then we're gonna go down the longest bar in England, mate, and we're gonna get a pint, mate, because we just got kicked out of FA Cup, mate, to fucking Aston Villa, mate. You know what I'm saying? We don't win trophies that often, mate. So fucking, we need to go fucking celebrate a trophy from 1901, mate. I mean, what the hell is this? I swear down, I'd give up football. I swear down. Arsenal pissed me off, but this club, I couldn't support this club. I swear I'd give up, bro. I would fully give up. But look how excited he is.
On Saturday at 9 a.m, so literally tomorrow morning, a limited run of 1901 shirts, obviously, can be made. You can buy them on the shop, but that's not all. Not only do they come with a premium presentation pack, but this includes player cards, a replica ticket of the 1901 final, certificate of authenticity, limited edition number, branded tissue paper, and a wax sealed mark.
Branded tissue paper. Did you hear that? The shirt comes with branded tissue paper. My God. Oh my God, bro. A man is gassed. Branded tissue paper. Fuck my life. 1901 FA Cup shirt with branded tissue paper. I'm gonna rewrite because man think I'm talking rubbish. Branded. It comes with branded tissue paper. Bro, I swear down, your club's a shithole, bro.
They come with a premium presentation pack, but this includes player cards, a replica ticket of the 1901 final, certificate of authenticity, limited edition number, branded tissue paper, and a wax sealed marked 1901.
Branded tissue paper. Wow, what a football club. Tottenham Hotspur, what a football club. What an institution. What an institution. You know what? You should thank us that we moved to North London, because I swear down, if you was the only representation of North London, bro, my days. Branded tissue paper. A man's gassed, you know. Man's gassed about that. Yeah, I mean, at least you got some tissue paper when you go to the stadium, I guess. You know what I'm saying? To wipe your ass.
I don't know about you, but I love it when the club does stuff like this, and we never really do. Can we use this to go and beat Villa? Maybe. Probably not. I hope so. It's a lovely shirt. Are you guys going to be wanting to get this? Let me know in the comments. Of course, lads, let me know your thoughts on this shirt, and make sure you're following for more daily football shirt content.
Wow, amazing, mate. Amazing. It's just who we are, mate. Amazing. Branded tissue paper for the club. Amazing. Let's go on to this one. You know what I mean? Let's go on to this one.
You know, Maurizio Pochettino, he's magic. You know, Maurizio Pochettino. Get Frank out now. Sack him this instant. Get Poch in at the end of the season. Get some caretaker for the rest of the season. Get Harry Redknapp back in. Yeah, get Harry Redknapp back in. Crenshaw, Trousey, Jermaine. We're going back together. The dream team. But
Crouchy, Cruncher, Defoe, we're getting back the dream team. Dream team of what? What did they do? Dream team, you know. The delusion's crazy. Let's continue. Getting back the dream team.
yeah. Utter disgrace. We go 1-0 up. Then we can see 2. Looks like we're going to lose 2-1. Then suddenly, Jao Pauli now, nowhere, an amazing overhead kick. Makes it 2-2. And we look on top, actually. And then Semenyo, on his final game for Bournemouth, his final kick for Bournemouth, scores to make it 3-2. Typical Tottenham, that. And Arsenal going to win the league, aren't they? They're actually going to win the league. Oh, when will the pain and suffering end, man? When will the pain and suffering end? On to Villa in the FA Cup. Oh my God, we are so losing to Villa. The season's over, man. The season's over.
Look at their fan base. Yeah? On to Aston Villa, yeah? On to Aston Villa. Let's go on to Aston Villa then. What's your match reaction? Let's go.
Game, another loss at home. It can't go on like this, can it? Oh, it can. Oh, it can. But yes, that was typical Tottenham. Sums up our season. Absolutely lackluster. Absolutely terrible. We just didn't look like scoring in the first half, and Aston Villa should have been more than 2-0 up. We were lucky it was only 2-0. We showed a lot more fight in the second half, got the goal back, and but yeah, respect for the lads who were actually showing fight in the second half. But why were they not showing that fight all season? It's because they're useless, and it all goes down to the manager. Because at the end of the day, the manager is responsible for making these players play well. He's responsible for the tactics and everything, and they are absolutely useless. I don't even understand what we're trying to do in the games. Some of the season, he needs to go. We all know he needs to go. Come on, Nick, get your bloody fingers out and get him on. Get him gone. Get Harry Redknapp to the end of the season. Get anyone to the end of the season. I don't care. Get even Ted bloody Lasso back to the end of the season. For all I care. But yeah. West Ham next. We should beat them. But knowing Tottenham, we'll probably lose. Oh my God, we can't lose to West Ham. No, we can't lose to West Ham. Surely to God we can't. Oh, and
No faith. No faith, man. The faith is gone. They're not believing anymore. They're not believing anymore. Back to X. X is absolutely fuming. X, take the stage. Let's go.
It is over, fam. I want an announcement tonight. I have to take painkillers to get through 90 minutes of this football. I'm swallowing them like Skittles, fam. I want this man gone in 60 seconds like Nicolas Cage, fam. There's no chemistry, no periodic table, no tactics. This man loves long balls so much, he should be managing right Wales, not this football club. What the hell are we waiting for like Lincoln Park and Jay-Z, fam? I want him out. Once again, out the cup like a Premier League teabag, fam. We're not Tottenham, we're Twinings. We're not Tottenham, we're Tetleys. Football so criminal, even our sponsor did a runner. They went from AIA to MIA, blood. We have gone from White Hart Lane to pre-roll lane. We're getting put in spliff after spliff after spliff. We haven't got a coach. We got a garbage truck, blood. This team got because we just hold 1,000 blows, fam. This isn't football. It's a disgrace. Sky's gonna drop us. Spurs are gonna need to open an OnlyFans. We shouldn't have to watch this. Asking this team to do a through ball under Thomas Frank is like asking the players to learn Mandarin in 90 minutes. Fam, it's like asking Nick Cannon and Tyson Fury to use a condom. It just won't happen. I'm sick and tired of this team turning up for 15 minutes. This ain't the Europa League. This isn't 2 legs, blood. This is 1 leg like Zach Gowen. There's no replay like Zendaya, fam. These owners do nothing but lie to us. How can you sit there and watch that? Talking about challenging on all fronts. There's no front like Vinay's hairline, fam. Once again, cupless. Young MA FC, fam. We have got to be one of the worst teams in the league when it comes to attacking. Like Frank fields a team full of nuns, fam. Asking this team to attack is like asking a fish to do 100 meters, blood. Sack him tonight. Don't give him another window. I want to see him out the window faster than an owl in Harry Potter, blood. He has not made any players better. They're getting worse. I can't even beat Tottenham on FIFA, fam. FC 26, blood. We're getting worse.
Absolute facts. Listen, these men were absolutely horrendous in that first half. The way they were getting bopped around by Rodgers, Kamara. Aston Villa actually play some really good football. Really, really good football on their day. When they're on it, they play some really good football. The passing options, the passing lanes that they have, the amount of chances that they generate. If only they buried them in the first half. It doesn't really matter anyway. They already beat them. But Tottenham were absolutely rubbish. I'm sorry, that Javi Simmons, bro. He's looking like a cornrow version of Ødegaard. I can't lie. Backwards passes, backwards sideways. There was one good movement that I saw from him when he picked up the ball from deep. He played a little 1-2 with a centre back, picked the ball from deep, had a run, played through Kolomoani, but he was offside. He actually created that chance really well. I was quite surprised how Aston Villa, their midfield, didn't close him down earlier. Other than that, very predictable. Tottenham were absolutely horrendous in that first half. Let's just keep it real. Really, really bad. All their passing as well. Every single time one of their players pick up the ball, they got a midfield that can't pick a pass. Yeah, I'm saying Archie Gray can't pick a pass. Simmons can't pick a pass. They're very robotic, standard players. Palhinha, if you're relying on Palhinha to be able to thread the ball through to bring through Kolomoani, yeah, Tottenham, Richarlison went down with a hamstring injury. Yeah, it was unfortunate, but really and truly, they got a lot of average, limited players. I've been saying this for a long time about Tottenham's squad. Not good enough. Not good enough. Let's just be real. It's a very average team. There's a lot of players there that are just, they're very inconsistent. Yeah, I'm saying very inconsistent and very limited in terms of what they can actually bring to the table. And yeah, Kolomoani got himself in a couple of good situations, but other than that, they were rubbish, man. They were rubbish. Ødegaard with a goal, cool, but really and truly, they were getting bopped and outplayed by Aston Villa. Yeah, it's all cool having a bit of heart, but ultimately the tactics ain't good enough. And that midfield gets played through too easily. I told Deji about Danzo. I told you he ain't all that. To be honest, the whole defense ain't all that. Pedro Porro, what are you doing for the first goal? Do you know what I'm saying? Danzo all over the place. I can't believe Deji tried to lie to me and tell me that Danzo is one of the top centre-backs in the league. Deji, hold your head in shame. Hold your head in shame. Yeah, I'm saying. At the end of the day, they got a lot of limited to crap players. Davies should have been long gone a long time ago. Porro, I've been saying he's a liability. Yeah, I'm saying. Palhinha is decent, but then he's the only one really defending. Obviously, Van der Ven is good as well, but you need, your defense needs to be a good unit. They haven't got a good unit in terms of the defense. Javi Simmons, these men actually were trying to tell me that he's going to be as good, if not better, than Eze. All right, mate. Saying Ødegaard, not good enough either. You know what I'm saying? Not good enough, not of the level. You know, I don't even know what their standards are. They're 14th in the league. I don't even know what they're trying to do. And this is why when we told you, man, Vicario goes without saying he's a liability all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? Vicario at this point is just old news. Don't even want to talk about Vicario. It's just old news. Do you know what I'm saying? Man stays screaming instead of making saves. It's an absolute joke. The state of that team is pathetic. And even if Richarlison stayed on, this is a striker that's inconsistent. Yeah, I'm saying rubbish, absolutely rubbish from Tottenham, absolutely rubbish.
Yeah,
We say,
Northside.
Macy, man, you good?
Yeah, what's up, Northside? It's good to be back again on your show, and yet again another embarrassment from Tottenham Hotspur. It's just another day goes by for Spursy the Mersey, another defeat, and Aston Villa masterclass again from my manager Unai Emery. That is why I hold these Arsenal fan base accountable, because they are the reason why Emery got hounded out, because Emery should never ever been sacked at Arsenal. If he was still in charge, we could have won something under him. But our fan base never learned Northside. And today he absolutely put Tottenham out of their misery. The first goal, what an absolute finish from Buendia. He absolutely took Kevin Danso, Ben Davis, and Mickey van der Ven to school. Absolute brilliance again from Buendia, and Morgan Rogers too. Morgan Rogers, we need to get Morgan Rogers in the summer, this summer, when the World Cup finishes, because for me, Morgan Rogers is some talent. He's the next big thing in this football club. And if he comes to Arsenal, I can guarantee you, the day Arteta leaves this football club and we go get a proper manager, Morgan Rogers will come and he will look like the primest version of every single English winger we've had. A great performance from Aston Villa. I wasn't like, in the second half, Tottenham started to come into the game a little bit, but unfortunately, Villa absolutely kept their attackers out. But the one thing that really surprised me was the fact that Thomas Frank took Tell off. Like, what was the need for you to take off Matthias Tell? He was trying to make things happen for you, and you had the audacity to take him off and bring on Dane Scarlett. Listen, Dane Scarlett is a talent. He's got some potential in him, but there was no need for you to take Tell off and put Scarlett on. You could have take Xavi off and put Scarlett like next to Tell, so that there could be a better attacking option. But Thomas Frank just never learns from his mistakes, and I hope now this is his last game, because there's no coming back from that. And we know that Tottenham are going to sack him one way or another, because this cannot continue. I just seen Chelsea. They put 5 past Charlton in Liam Rossinier's first game in charge. An absolute brilliant performance from Chelsea. And Man City as well, cooking extra 10-1. 10-1. Can you believe that? Antoine Semenyo scoring his first goal for Man City. That is why the Sharks are coming back to life. And once Guehi joins the club, Man City will be a more threatening force. Now that they've got Semenyo, Guehi will be definitely coming. And if so, if I'm Pep, you should go and get Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest. And it might not happen this in January, but it could happen in the summer. Because for me, Man City are starting to look like they are really starting to turn up their goal scoring prowess. And I know that they've had a bit of a scuffle in the Premier League this season with 3 draws this season. But I'm telling you now, they're starting to look like the City that we all know and fear, because 10-1 against Exeter, that is absolutely amazing. And also, Crystal Palace going out as the current holders to Macclesfield. Look, I'm in shock, Northside. Crystal Palace, the current holders of the FA Cup, going out to Macclesfield. Wow, I'm absolutely like shocked. Macclesfield, a non-league football club, beating Crystal Palace. I'm absolutely shocked. And also Sunderland going through as well, courtesy of Robin Ruiz, their goalkeeper. He was absolutely immense in those penalties. Big up to Robin Revs, and big up to Sunderland for that penalty win as well. Sunderland are flying right now. I mean, I've never seen them play this kind of amazing football this season. I mean, we're starting to see the real Sunderland, like the Sunderland that when they first got promoted to the Premier League, they used to be like, when they first were in the Premier League, they used to be in the league when they had Jermaine Defoe, when they had all these ballers, and now they have a real danger looking squad of them. So today, this FA Cup today has been absolutely amazing. And tomorrow we get to see more, and hopefully we put on a good performance against Portsmouth, because I do not want to see this stupid manager Arteta continue to persist with Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka in the squad, because if he continues to stick with those two, then it won't be long when one of them gets injured, and that will be on the manager. I reckon he start using the youngsters in this match tomorrow, because this is an opportunity for the youngsters to make an impact for the team. Because what is the point of starting Saka and Rice in that game? Because there's no need. We're gonna win tomorrow, but we have to win, because we've not had a good record in the third round of the FA Cup, because we have gone out very quickly. Last season we went out to Manchester United. The season before that we went out to Liverpool. So I don't want another repeat of us going out of the FA Cup. We need to win that match and get through to the fourth round, because if we go out of that FA Cup, this manager needs to fucking go. I'm sick and tired of the fact that he's been here for 6 years and he still hasn't won a single trophy for us. This is the time now. We have to win something. We have to win the FA Cup and we have to win the League Cup. We have to beat Chelsea on Wednesday and get to that final, because this manager has one more chance. If he blows up that one more chance, bye-bye, Arteta.
No, I hear it. I hear it, man. I hear it. Keke, your team won today comfortably. You know what I'm saying? 5-1. What a goal by Hato, bro. Just before the end of the first half. What a goal, bro. That was a top goal, man. He slapped that into the roof of the net, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What are you saying about the performance, man? How are you feeling? Obviously, level of opposition, but you still got to turn up. How do you feel as a Chelsea fan after you beat Charlton like that?
Yeah, it was a good performance, considering the level of the opposition, and they weren't in good form either. Just like us, I think they hadn't won in 11 games, so it was always going to be a tough game for them. Gittins was actually our best attacker in that game. Played on the right, and he was kind of like the only one taking his man on. He was cooking that left back. But yeah, he tried to take his man on, tried to make things happen. Buonanotte and Garnacho, like, I mean, it's tough. Like, does it make sense to criticize players you don't really rate? You know, Garnacho had a couple of shots. In the second half, he was a bit better, but there was more space in the second half. But he's just not a good player, is he? You know, Buonanotte as well didn't really look creative, didn't really look physical, even a little physical. He looked a little bit lightweight. But yeah, Aloni from Brighton. What else are you going to expect from Aloni from Brighton? But other than that, yeah, it was solid. It was solid. Andre Santos was solid. Caicedo was solid. Esteval, when he came on, he looked good as well. Yeah, decent start for the new manager. But we all know all eyes on Wednesday. All eyes on Wednesday.
No, I hear that, man. I hear that. But it gives you a bit of momentum. It gets the players at least understanding how he wants them to play and what he expects from them. So I guess in that aspect, you take the game as a something for good momentum and a bit of positivity around the club after everything that's been going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We actually like in terms of how we were playing, it didn't look very different from what Maresca was doing. Especially like in terms of what Hato was doing. He was kind of like playing in that twin 10 that we see Cucurella playing a lot under Maresca. The wingers were still wide on their own. You did see like a little bit of overlapping, but yeah, I think maybe what he's just trying to do now is just trying to establish relationships with the players. I think Maresca, he left that team in a good place tactically. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of things like in terms of our shape. I mean, it's very weird because there were so many individual errors. Chelsea's defense didn't look great, but structurally, like we were pretty good, like with the three center backs, the two in front, and then this sort of like fullback roaming in between the lines, trying to run past the striker. Hato was doing the same thing. So I think he's right to sort of keep keep a lot of the tactical framework Maresca had. I think the biggest job for him now is to just galvanize the team, bro. I think he needs to put some fire in their belly. Like a game against Arsenal, cup semi-final, your first game at home. It should be an easy game to get the players fired up for. I think that's sort of like when we'll see his in-game management, how he wants to approach the game. But yeah, there was a lot of Maresca ball today, a lot of possession, stale possession as well, like like between like the center backs, all of the things we used to see under Maresca. So yeah, not much to like take from that game, to be fair, other than a little bit of confidence. 5 goals was a nice treat. I can't lie. I was thinking it was gonna be maybe like 2-1, 3-1. So yeah, to score those goals was good to see.
Now I think he's smart not to change too much. Just make little tweaks. You know what I mean? The team's already well coached by Maresca. To be fair, there's it's not like you guys were looking terrible under Maresca, or you got the whole fan base were like Maresca out. Like the way that Frank is. It's not like a Frank situation at Spurs where you're playing
Yeah, he's
horrendous, you're dropping crazy amount of points, and do you know what I mean? So I think I think as well the timing that he's joined the club, it's not like he's had a preseason anything else like that. So I think he'd be smart to make little adjustments, but let them do what they already know what to do. A bit like when Amorim was at United trying to play three at the back, when you could see that those players were more comfortable playing the four at the back. Sometimes managers can do things and implement changes slowly. They don't have to make major changes, especially with the state of your team. I don't think it needs major changes. What it needs is certain reinforcements. That's what the team needs. It needs more player personnel reinforcements than a whole shift of system. So I think he's right in doing that. And I would just take it as a confidence boost. You know what I mean? A confidence boost.
Yeah.
The players to be like, okay, we're not doing anything. He's not asking us to do anything crazy that we haven't done. And then just implement it slowly. And then go into the Arsenal game already playing the way that you set up against Maresca. We struggled. So going into that game, if he sticks to, that kind of tactic, then it's down to Arsenal to also try and break you down. And I think we didn't look that great, even when you went down a man down. So I think it's good as well for Mark Guiu as well, getting goals and setting other players, confidence going up. Pedro Neto as well, getting a goal with confidence going up. That's how I would take it if I was a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
I'd be like, players need a lift. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
whether they're starting
yeah,
or not. Go on. Yeah, go on.
100%. But yo, like I must say, hey, like Pedro Neto's goal, bro. Like for me, he's a player. Like when the season started, I wish like we could have been talking around when the season started, because like you would have known what I thought like the level of the squad is at. And like for me, even before the transfer window closed, even before like with that situation with the striker, I still felt like the business Chelsea had done, like top four and a trophy, was like the most I could expect. And like like a lot of fans were speaking about competing for the league, da da da. And for me, one of the players I identified in this sort of like title charge is Pedro Neto, bro. Like Pedro Neto, like you were bought for like 60 million pounds. You had experience in the Premier League. You're kind of seen as one of the best players in the Premier League. I remember like the only concern with him at the time when we signed him was his injury record. We were thinking, all right, like we've signed a good player. Is he going to stay fit? He stayed fit. He's played on the left. He's played on the right, and he just hasn't shown that quality, bro, over like the last season and a bit that he's been here. And that goal he scored, like yo, like the touch was mad, like the step overs was so exaggerated. It was like, and then it's like, bro, like you're not getting that much time to get the ball under your spell in the Premier League. You know what I mean? So it's like the lack of quality is clear to see, man. Like I said, Gittins, at least he had a good game, but he hasn't shown anywhere near that like level of form in the Premier League. So hopefully he's someone hopefully that took confidence from that game, but he does need to start showing up a bit more. But that quality in attack, bro, the quality in defense as well. But Yashiel still made some errors, couple of loose passes. He doesn't look solid defending out wide, got a yellow card. So yeah, you're right. Like there's certain players where obviously the quality is there. Like we all know who they are in terms of like the core of the Chelsea team. But yeah, like you're not gonna be winning leagues, competing for titles when even there's improvements to be made in your starting 11. Like never mind the squad. So yeah, like yo, can only hope, bro. Like I just got a lifetime supply of hopium. I'm hoping Rosinha can put together something because the quality isn't as high as I feel like some Chelsea fans think it is. I don't think the quality in the squad is that high. Maybe it's an age thing. Maybe they still need to get acclimatized to the league and things like that. You can always have that argument with younger players, but yeah, that squad for me nowhere near Liverpool. Like you can see just like the value of having a good squad. Like most Liverpool fans want Arne Slot gone, and he's literally above us in the league. You know what I mean? That's the value of getting in guys like Ekitike, strengthening your defense somewhat as well. Arsenal squad is levels above us as well. Man City squad, not even a question, and they still strengthening. Antoine Semenyo scored and assisted today. So yeah, that gap for me still feels bigger than I think what people are giving it credit for. That's what I will say, bro.
Yeah. Nah, I hear that, bro. Manny, how you feeling, bro? You saying?
Yeah, nothing much. I mean, I'm surprised that you'd actually be hosting a panel show talking about other teams' results today, but I'm glad I was able to hop on. I actually saw the Villa Spurs game, and I think the title said it perfectly. There's no way that Frank can survive this, and Spurs Twitter right now is absolutely apoplectic. Just taking a look at everything. But I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to say this. All of these Spurs fans, and I know one or two Spurs YouTubers who were celebrating getting rid of Ange Postecoglou and hailing Thomas Frank's recruitment, you can hold all of that expeditiously. You got exactly what you deserve. Now, I mean, you sacked a guy who gave you a moment of joy that you hadn't experienced in 41 years on the continent, and you made Arsenal for a few days look like a laughingstock because, as you know, our own European legacy is absolutely poor. And then you sack the guy who made it happen. You hire a complete novice thinking he'd be, someone who'd do a meticulous job, and he's done absolutely bugger all. I'm not going to talk too much about them right now, but I would say right now, and big up to Natster, by the way, good to see you, brother. And like I said, I would definitely say that the game that I saw today at the Tottenham Stadium was sort of representative, really, of Spurs' season. They, almost from the get-go, they started kicking lumps out of Aston Villa's players. And I think it's fair to say that if Boubacar Kamara is very badly injured, and I might have to look at what Unai Emery said about that, then Villa could very well be without their first-choice defensive midfielders, because Onana, as you know, is also out for quite a bit of time. They still don't have Ross Barkley fit and firing on all cylinders, and they had to play Tielemans and Bogarde in that defensive pivot. But they still both did a really good job, and they made Palhinha look like an absolute caveman, and the other midfielders, and they just sliced through them like a hot knife through butter, and they were good value for their 2-goal lead. But one reason why I never predict a clean sheet for Aston Villa is because I know that they are capable of some bozo moments every now and then in the defense. If not bozo moments, they're definitely moments where they fall to sleep. But one thing we've seen from Unai Emery's teams this season is that more often than otherwise, whenever they fall behind, they They shut up shop, they cut the nonsense out, they tighten up and find a way to sort of get back in. And it became a lot more end-to-end in the second half. But I'm happy that Spurs were knocked out, because the way they were playing this game, just trying to... They were just looking for some really aggressive tackles, trying to kick lumps out of the Villa players. Glenn Hoddle, unsurprisingly, was really happy. But to the neutral, it was just ugly watching. And I only hope that Villa will be able to somehow find a way to recover from this and move forward. And this January, they are going to get some loan players, and they'll find a way to strengthen their team without spending too much, just like they did last season. But as far as Spurs is concerned, you know, I'm happy to, you know, gloat. I mean, not really gloat too much. I was actually with a friend who's a Spurs fan based in Malaysia, and we were doing a watch-along for the game, and we have a respectful conversation every time. No taunting, no real bantering as such. We talk a lot about our clubs. And one thing I will tell you, there's a reason why Deji calls us the Spicy Spurs. Because when you take a look at us, Northside, and the panel, you see that when you take a look at both of our teams, we're not really all that different. We have similar issues with the managers. We got similar issues with some of the squad at times. Yes, our squad is on paper a little much better than a lot of other squads in the league. But we have managers, both of our clubs have managers who don't even know how to get the best out of the talent that they have at their disposal. And so, you know, I think the only reason why the board is keeping faith with Arteta is because we're still, for what it's worth, doing some good things right now at this stage of the season. But I want to big up Natster for what he said on one of his streams where I was a part of. He talked about pattern recognitions. It's the same damn story every single freaking year where we go on a wonderful run. At a certain stage, we're, you know, doing really well. We're top of the league, and we're telling everyone, bow down to us, show us some respect. You know, it's like we almost behave like Icarus, and then we fly too close to the sun. The sun melts the wax in our wings, and we fall down flat on our faces, and we end up falling into the sea and drowning. And we just never seem to be able to learn from our mistakes. In that Liverpool game, I wasn't able to join your call-in show, but it was absolutely disgusting. And what's really worrying is that, as I've said, there are so many similarities right now with the way the managers of both Spurs and Arsenal are approaching everything. I think, for what it's worth, Spurs at least have a remedy by which they can perhaps sack Frank at the end of this season and maybe look to hire a somewhat better manager. But the board also just don't seem to, they just seem to be so oblivious to what's really going on. It's going to take something seismic for them to take some action. Just as it's going to take something seismic for our board to see that Arteta won't be it. So as much as I'd like to gloat about Spurs' downfall this season, I have to remind myself that I can't gloat. I don't like gloating. I don't like bragging. I don't like, you know, giving it the big chest. I like to be respectful of other teams, but also knowing that we are that we deserve to be where we are, and we deserve. And if we win something, we will have deserved it. But if we aren't able to translate that to success, then in actuality, we are not much better than Spurs, and they still have a better European legacy than us, and that is what really, really worries me.
Yeah, that's very.
Nah, I hear it. I hear it, man. I hear it. Natstar, what are you saying, man? What are you saying? Chelsea, they're doing their business. Man City, absolutely slapping up Exeter. Obviously, the level of the teams that they beat, but you still got to beat them at the same time. You still got to beat them. And then Tottenham looking like an absolute joke. Showing something. Am I back? I think I'm back now. What?
Yeah,
am I back? Yeah, I think I'm back now, innit?
Yeah,
it was buffering. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, Natstar, what would you make of today's games, bro? On the FA Cup, man. What's your opinion, bro?
Well, first and foremost, I have to start with this. It is the history of the Tottenham. It is what it is. You know, Thomas the Frank engine, choo-choo. All the way down the Premier League table. Gotta love it. It is what it is. But, yeah, like, what more needs to be said? They're absolutely shy, mate. Bang average team. Their fans are beyond a joke. All they demand is good football. That's it. They don't even demand trophies as a collective. Only a vocal minority, you know, the X's, etc. But even then, like, you know, what are we doing here? Like, Villa got to the semi-finals as well last season. Remember that. So yeah, Chelsea. I didn't see the game. I didn't even see the Man City game. I'll watch them later. But you know, the thing is with Chelsea is like what my man said up there, the Chelsea fan, is like they haven't really like been that bad. It's just a case of, well, Maresca fell out with the board and the ownership. And when you fall out with the board and the ownership, even if you're doing well, your days are numbered and you're going to get the chop. It is what it is. Like that's just Monday football. And then we got them on Wednesday. And from that diabolical performance against Liverpool, especially in the second half, I'm not confident. Like, you know, we don't attack. City put 10 past Exeter. Yeah, it's Exeter. But, you know, it just goes to show how either a new signing or switch up in tactics, a new manager can really galvanise a team. Whereas we have Arsenal, the Asna, have had the same manager for 6 years. And I always go back to this. Pattern recognition, like Manny said, pattern recognition is something that no one can really ignore. When you have a team, when you have players, and you've brought in a few new additions like Gyökeres, Eza, Madueke. Gyökeres hasn't done well. Eza's done okay, but he hasn't really set it alight apart from the Tottenham game, scoring a hat-trick. Madueke scored a banger, done pretty well this season, but again, nothing major, nothing special. And yet they don't feature on a regular basis. Why? Because Lego Head thinks it's a great idea to go with his trusted and tried, but also failed, you know, usual suspects. And it's going to cost him. It's absolutely going to cost him. Like, think about this, yeah? Is any of you guys and anyone in the chat confident that we'll beat Chelsea on Wednesday night? Because I'm not. We don't attack. Our defense is not as good. Remember at the beginning of the season, and even some were talking about it before the season, right? Where, we're going to break Chelsea's defensive record in the Premier League. We're on 14 goals conceded now. 14, right? We have to not concede a single goal from now till the rest of the season in the league to break it. And even if we do that, doesn't mean we're going to win the league. But I know it's not going to happen. It's just all these pointless records. It's like pointless goals that lead to nada, like no trophies. None of that bullshit. So at the end of the day, right, unless we do something major, unless this manager finally wakes up and starts playing the right players in their right positions, I don't want to see the likes of Declan Rice, Gabriel, and Timber playing tomorrow. If they're playing, and I'll add Saka in that, even though he had a very good 20, 25 minutes, but after that he faded, absolutely faded. You know, it is what it is. Then expect the same again, rinse and repeat. Like he's always had that shell shock since that 22-23 season. You know, I saw the majority of Matty's stream. Big up Matty, Southern Gooner, by the way. Going through the stats, going through the goals and assists. Saka scored like 6 Premier League goals last season. I think this season he's on 4 at the moment. The season before that, he scored 16. The season before that, I think he scored 14. Do you know what I'm saying? The regression is clear, but yet they want to bring out the XG. They want to bring out the GA. Well, if we bring out the GA, we bring out the stats, and we show these motherfuckers, we show these people that clearly there's some level of regression, if not definitely stagnation, then if they can't see that, what can you tell them, innit? You can't tell them nothing, mate. Like, and it's just so frustrating that, you know, start of the year, and Tottenham losing isn't enough for me to just like banter them or go not even remotely overboard with it, because I know what's going on Wednesday night. Wednesday night is pretty much going to be the same like it was in the league. We're going to stink out the gaff and we'll probably get a draw. Might get the odd injury here and there as well. Maybe even get a red card our way. Because let's be real, our discipliner in the vicinity now ain't been that great. Injuries are always an issue. We don't attack. Zubimendi had a perfectly lined ball to play towards Gyökeres. Damn near first time, doesn't make that pass. Whenever Ødegaard's on the ball, we've seen it far too many times, won't make that pass. Rice doesn't make that pass. And when the manager was pushing them up against Liverpool, the players they were barely moving forward. They were not even walking forward. It's embarrassing, man. Like, what is it going to take for these players, and more importantly, for like this fan base, to wake the fuck up and realise, look, this is a crucial point of the season now. We've seen the results today. Tomorrow is not a given, even though we need to rotate. It's not even like we should rotate, we need to rotate. And then Wednesday, if we're not on point, there's a very good chance we could lose that game. Yes, there's a second leg, but remember last season, Newcastle? That could easily be a repeat, rinse and repeat. But we know what the deal is. This manager can't get beyond the semi. You know, what more do I need to say? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think this Chelsea team is beatable. I said this when we faced them and we drew a couple of weeks ago. It's just about having the right tactics, and you know what I mean. And I said, be direct. If they're going to play a very compact team, be direct. We have to be extremely direct because we're not going to play through that midfield. Obviously, Liam Rosinia, we only seen one game against Charlton Athletic where he's got the superior players even in rotation. We still yet to see how he's going to react going up against a team like Arsenal that can match them in terms of quality. There's still a lot to be proven. But like I said, Chelsea, they're a difficult team. They can set up their midfield to be very, very compact, very difficult to play through. And we saw that. We struggled with that. For me, I just think we just need to be more direct. The problem is we don't play a midfield to be direct. We don't play a system that we're direct. We're very avoid giving anything away. You know, we're more about nullifying the opposition than actually knowing how to break down the opposition and knowing how to counteract what they're doing. Chelsea can sometimes commit a lot of players forward and even their fullbacks forward. Being direct, you just play through that midfield, play through the press and try to catch them 1v1. But this is exactly why we're not getting the most out of Gyökeres, because he prefers a system where we are more direct, that we do have runners. I mean, the way that Aston Villa played today, I looked the way that they were attacking. So fluid, always had options. Rodgers always had options. Do you know what I'm saying? Even when Tielemans came in as well, he was cooking. He was keeping that midfield running, picking up good passes. But the way that they get into space, the way they pass and move, every time the player on the ball receives the ball, he's already got 2-3 options. I don't see that with Arsenal. He's already got runners running off. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can see the way Unai coaches that attack is levels beyond what I'm seeing at Arteta's Arsenal. Levels. We get
exactly
the ball.
Northside. Exactly. And so sorry to cut in, but I think it's quite fair to say as well. It's also quite fair to say as well that even when he was with us, I don't even know if he necessarily had the players who he could, work with that would really enjoy playing under him. Aubameyang was still scoring goals. He enjoyed, obviously, that sort of direct play under Emery, and I think it was under Emery that he won the Golden Boot, if memory serves me right. But Ozil was starting to show some signs of being washed a little bit. So I'm sick and tired of people also seeing it fit to disrespect Emery, saying that he absolutely failed at Arsenal. He had his chance. He needs to just accept it and move on. And we're so happy with Arteta, who is levels above anything that Emery will ever be. Rubbish. You give Emery the squad that we have now, he'll definitely get a tune out of them. What say you,
Northside? 100%. 100% agree.
Yeah,
I think When you see him coaching a team, man, you can see how good he is as a coach, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know about the rest of you guys, but
I think for me, yeah. Sorry, but just 1 second, yeah. If Unai Emery was backed properly by this football club, the way Arteta's been backed, even remotely, we're winning multiple trophies. Not just one. We definitely win at least one Premier League, but we'd also win the Europa League at least once, because we're in the Europa League, like, in the last, 6 years, we've been in that competition, 3 times? 2-3 times? Villarreal won it. We should have won it. Because if we beat Villarreal, yeah, and we faced a Man United, granted, they've got better European pedigree, but Arteta, even against a Solskjaer, I was thinking, you know what, I'd fancy this. Do you know what I'm saying? More than the Chelsea final in Baku, because like them players folded in the second half. It's almost like we should have got a penalty, we didn't. Things like that happen. This was before VAR. Whatever, it is what it is. And then because we didn't get the penalty, I think that was the Lacazette incident in the first half. Then the players just folded, and then what happened. Eden Hazard turned it on, and that was it. But for me, like, the way Unai Emery gets disrespected, like, even after we slapped Villa 4-1. Well, the thing is, I think the reason why we beat Villa so convincingly is because the fans finally grew a little bit of a backbone, some bollocks, and showed a bit of accountability for that horrid performance in the first half. It's just a shame that we didn't boo these fuckers at the final whistle against Liverpool last Thursday night.
Yeah.
Because that's what should have happened. We should have booed them off. But what I saw, which was very clear to me, was you see the faces of those Arsenal fans, right? There was a few that panned in on them, yeah? If you're watching the game, right? Oh. They were like stone cold faced, no emotions. You know what that is, people? That's reality has fully sunk in. They're fully in the sunken place. Reality's kicked in, and there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to hide. There's no more excuses, because they've been saying win a major, aka win the league and or win the Champions League. League Cup ain't good enough. FA Cup ain't good enough. For me, it ain't good enough at this point, because you've had 6 years. This is your 7th season. Spent £1 billion plus. No other manager in world football gets this leeway. Only him. Only at Arsenal. And granted, it was more like the previous regime. Like our structure is better than it was before. It's been the best since David Dean, in my opinion. But nevertheless, this manager and this fan base is holding this football club back. No one can deny that. No one can disagree with that. And that's the bottom line. If we want to be a serious elite level football club like these fans, most of these other lot say we are, you need to start delivering on the pitch. You need to stop being a coward and be brave. Grow a pair, do the business. We're not going to play well every single game. I'm not expecting us to win every single game. But I want to see heart, passion, fire, desire, all of that shit, yeah? You know, start playing players in the right position. Start being proactive on the touchline, Arteta, rather than being reactive. You know, watching social media, listening to the fans, and then making a decision based off of that. I mean, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? You're on £15 million a year. You've got to start delivering. You've got to start showing the world that you're worthy of that. You're worthy of being one of the best managers on the planet. At this rate, his managerial career will be in the fucking bin. And that's on him. And the fans for allowing this shit at the end of the day. So
He ain't changing. I've seen this level of stubbornness before. I got an uncle like this. He ain't changing. You know what I'm saying? I know these kind of stubborn people. He ain't changing. He's going to die on this sword. And let him. I don't really care at this point. You know what I'm saying? Either prove me wrong or prove me right. Either way, whatever. See what I'm saying? He ain't gonna change. He's had plenty of time to want to change. I think he was open-minded a couple of years ago to changing, and now he doesn't want to. Now he wants to put his foot down. All I'm saying is, it's a disgrace when I'm seeing Aston Villa attack that well. And people say, oh, it's Tottenham. How did we play against Everton? How did we play against Wolves? Because it was only Wolves. You know what I mean? But we needed 2 on goals. So people can downplay how bad Tottenham was. We played some poor teams and not look convincing. So I'm not hearing none of that.
It's
We played the worst
embarrassing, guys. It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace here, guys. It's a disgrace here.
Yeah, and also
The light bulb needs changing, guys. The light bulb needs changing. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Go,
I'm sorry.
go on,
And
Macy. Go on, Macy.
as I said before, Man City are starting to look like they're back on where they should be, scoring goals and destroying teams. And that's exactly what they did today. And even though people want to say that, oh, but it's Exeter, they're a League Two side, so nobody fucking cares. Man City have to get the job done because they've been getting draws in the Premier League, and they have to start turning their performance around. And today they did it. They did so, and now this will give them confidence going into the Newcastle game on Tuesday. And I expect them to beat Newcastle in this leg and the second leg at St James's Park, and then go to the final and fight and play either us or Chelsea. And I'm not even confident that we can beat Chelsea, despite the fact that Rossinier is in charge. And listen, I don't know much about Rossinier. I know that he and the rest of and Todd Bodley and the rest of these other people in Blueco are in a bit of a corporation. Like they're joining forces with another football club. I think it's Strasbourg or something. So that's why they bought in Rossinier from Strasbourg, because apparently Chelsea and Strasbourg are on the same side, because they're being co-owned by Bodley and the rest of Blueco. So Rossinier, for me today, really proved his point when his team put 5 past Charlton. So don't be surprised if Chelsea do the same thing and they beat us to a pulp. So that's why we have to win every single game that is important, because remember, I said it before and I'll say it again. It doesn't matter which trophy we win. We have to win a trophy, because this manager has been here for 7 years and has not won one trophy apart from one FA Cup that Emery's squad helped him win. It wasn't him. It was Emery's team that helped him win that FA Cup. Never forget that. He had 7 years to show that he is the best manager, and every time he's been given that opportunity, he throws it away. So he better not throw that FA Cup away tomorrow to Portsmouth. And no disrespect to Portsmouth, they're a championship side, and I've seen how they play. They've got a good home record at Fratton Park. So we have to put in a master performance. I'm expecting to see Eze, Madueke, Gyökeres, probably Salmon. I would start Salmon tomorrow, because I want to see something from this kid, because when I saw him play in the Champions League against Bruges, I thought to myself, this kid is going to be the brightest man in Arsenal. So tomorrow I want to see Salmon, Madueke, Eze, Gyökeres, and I'm not a big fan of him, but I would rather start Martinelli tomorrow, because for me, like I've defended Martinelli for so long, but this season he has been terrible. But I have to hold my hands up. I would start Martinelli tomorrow, because we know that the Portsmouth game is a bit tricky, but we have to play our own. We have to play some of the players, like not Saka, not Rice, not Timber, not Gabriel, not Saliba. Start the players that haven't been getting enough opportunities. So I do not want to see Saka, Rice, Timber, or Gabriel in the squad tomorrow, because if either 4 of them get injured, then our season is over. Arteta will be absolutely done, because he decided to play all 4 of his main players. I don't want to see them starting tomorrow. I want to see the players who haven't been getting enough opportunities. I would rather play Ødegaard in central defense, even though I don't rate him highly. I would rather play him in central defense, because even though he's not a central defender, he's a central midfielder. Try using something different, because we're still yet to see something from Ødegaard, because I never wanted him in the first place. But try using him. Like, we have to start using players that have never touched the ball before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, exactly. I think this manager knows he's in hot water this season. He knows he has to deliver. Like I said earlier, and Macy, you're spot on. it's rotation. I don't want to see as many of the first team players playing tomorrow. I really don't. I really don't. We've seen this as well, where we've relied on one player that's bang on form way too much. Before it was Saka, now it's Rice. Rice gets injured, we're done, because even though he's been playing like 2 DMs like throughout this season, he played 3 against Liverpool and we lost. You know, go figure. So for me, this manager has to rotate, and when he has to do things, it's no coincidence, and I don't believe in that anyway, that we get better performances, and more often than not, we get the result at the same time. This manager needs to realise that if he doesn't rotate, our season will well and truly be done and dusted. The fact that the players aren't 100% fit, none of them are really. You know, yeah, I would play Salmon tomorrow. I'd play Nichols at centre back.
Yeah.
With Ødegaard, because as much as I don't rate Ødegaard, when he played centre back last time, he actually did quite well.
Yeah,
he actually did quite well, and against a Portsmouth, he can definitely do a job. Remember that, guys? Oh, but he can do a job. Yeah, so why not utilise your squad? Why not put Ødegaard there? Give Saliba, give Gabriel a rest. You know, give Timber a rest. Even though Lewis Skelly was poor against Liverpool, right? I don't think Hincapié will be fit anyway, but still, I would play Lewis Skelly because, you know, there's no Calafiore, there's no Hincapié, Mosquera's still out, you know, and then it's just a case of playing Eza. The only one that I would play from the first team is Ødegaard out of punishment. That's kind of my thing. If players have been poor or they've been useless for the longest, I play them in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe Zubimendi as well, but I don't want to see Declan Rice. Out of that 3 at midfield, Rice needs to be rested. Zubimendi can play for like for an hour, whatever. Ødegaard can play the whole game. I don't care. Eza, because he hasn't played regularly, he'll start. I think he'll start anyway. Gyökeres could do, but I mean, we got Jesus. I'd rather Gyökeres start against Chelsea and maybe give him a little bit of a rest. He has been playing a lot recently, even though he hasn't been playing that well. But again, he hasn't been getting the service. You know, give Trossard a rest. Madueke will probably start. So the thing is, for me, is just rotating. Big up Gianni back once again.
Big up Gianni, my man.
Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just very simple, guys. Rotate. No injuries, be more direct, and get it over the line. Get the job done, and then bring on Chelsea. That's it. Plain and simple. No drama, no problema.
Yeah, I want to see something different. I can't lie. I want to see something different. Even if he plays Ethan on the wing or he plays him in the 10, whatever. But I want to see Skelly joining that midfield. You play Ødegaard, play Skelly next to him. Play Skelly in the 8. Let's see if we can play Ethan. If we don't play him in the 10 and you start Eze, cool. Play a wing, play Madueke and Ethan on the wing. And up front, you can start Hazy. If you start Gyökeres, it is what it is. The guy needs confidence. So if this is a game to give him confidence, I kind of understand it because he needs to score some goals. But then again, he has played against some inferior teams and not got goals. But ultimately, I kind of understand playing Gyökeres because he's trying to play him into form, but you need to change up the team. I think the directness of Madueke and Ethan on the wings, I think, will make us a lot better to play this direct football that we need to impose more to get the most out of Gyökeres, and stop this Skelly left back experiment. Ødegaard, it is what it is. He should be more than comfortable to play against Portsmouth. I agree about rotating the back line. I do want the centre backs. They've just come back from injury. They should be getting rotated. This is what led to Gabriel going to Brazil fatigued when, you know, he's playing games like this. Port Vale coming on, being subbed on, Slavia Prague and teams like that. We do have enough rotation to be able to rest a lot of our defenders. Give Ben White some games. You know what I'm saying? Give him some game time. And just change it up. We already know the goalkeeper's going to get rotated for no reason just to give Kepa some minutes. But it is what it is. Like, it's whatever at this point in time. I don't really care. But yeah, I just want to see us tactically set up different. Show us something different. Even if you change the tactics, you should still be able to beat Portsmouth. You know, like, I don't want to underestimate them because obviously Crystal Palace have been knocked out, today. So you can't take them for jokers. But at the same time, if this bench is so fixed, we should be able to rotate against teams like Portsmouth and still get results. I would like to see something tactically different instead of the same old. Even if we set up with the same 4-2-3-1, that's fine. But I want to see a different style of play. I want to see the manager looking like he's trying to tweak things so we actually look better in open play and we actually start getting our striker involved. I think the best case scenario coming from the Portsmouth game is getting Gyökeres firing. If we can tweak the system for him to get him firing, that's something we can take into the Chelsea game and into other games. You know what I mean? So that's my main objective for me. If I was the manager going into the Portsmouth game, give some players some opportunities. We've got direct players. We've got players that will be dangerous on the attack. Just change up the system a little bit. You know what I mean? Just make us a bit more direct. We've got the players to do it. I don't want to see the same lackluster, just holding a ball, trying to stink out a 2-0. It's not. Let's start improving our performances. That's what I want to see. Because that performance against Liverpool was just, it wasn't good enough. I don't want to see 45-minute performance. I want to see a 90-minute performance like Man City did against Exeter when they put him to the sword. That's the kind of performance I want to see. And you should be able to do that against inferior opposition. And if your manager's not going to, if he's not going to experiment now, then he's definitely going to experiment when things go left at the crunch end of the season or the knockout stages of cups. I want to see that the managers actually learned from last season and there is more to Arsenal than just set pieces and defensive players scoring goals. I want to see more because this Chelsea game in the cup, we can come unstuck. And I want to see that there's something that he's actually being proactive as a manager and trying to look at solutions and different ways of playing, different ways of beating teams, not just thinking it out and relying on our defense. So we need a big improvement from our performance against Liverpool. We just need a big improvement from how we've been playing all season. Let's be real. We've been very inconsistent. Man can pick out maybe 3-4 games that we played really well. The rest of it has not been good enough. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to see. I don't know about you, Gianni, man. How are you looking at this Portsmouth game leading into the Chelsea game?
We should be smoking these fucking idiots. I don't care what team we put out there. We should be smoking these fucking idiots. You know, the score that should have been the score that I said we needed to go out and beat Liverpool at least 3-1 or 3-0. That should be this game at a bare minimum right now. No more. I don't want to see another Port Vale. I don't want to see another Port Vale game against the lesser side. Put in the kids, get the rotation. Honestly, I don't want to see anybody from the starting 11 if they don't have to play. I don't want to see any of them get any minutes. I don't care. Let Ethan Wanyeri play. Let all the kids play. I don't want to see none of those guys should be playing at all. None of them. Not at all. We should be resting everybody for Chelsea. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. If this fucking team fucks up and this new guy, Rossenior, takes over this team and they go over Arsenal, it shows that we don't have the mentality to win the league. So all that's going to go right out the fucking window. If this manager who's coming from Strasbourg takes Chelsea over us and we don't win this League Cup, we're not winning the league. We'll blow it. No questions asked. No questions asked whatsoever. And like you said, we need to improve the way that we play, but it shows it's just the manager needs to take the handbrakes. He needs to take the handbrake off the team. Again, let me ask you guys something. You guys have all played football before, right? Yeah. When the fuck did a manager ever tell you not to cross the fucking ball in the box when half your team's in the box at the tail end looking to try to get a win?
Never.
Any of you guys ever get that? Even here in the States, where I'm at, even these guys who are retarded when it comes to this sport, even they tell you got to do that. So, you know, how the fuck was it Saliba? Saliba had to cross the ball for us to get that last corner kick in extra time. How the hell does that work? How the hell does it work that Gabriel Martinelli is the only guy in the box when Madueke puts a ball across? We're not allowed to put those balls across in the box until Arteta gives it the okay to do so. And funny enough, the false nine bullshit, no matter who's there, is not in the box to put the ball in the back of the net. Wasn't that the whole reason why we got a gunman? We got a gunman because Havertz couldn't hit the barn side of a door, the side of a barn door, even 2 feet in front of it. He couldn't hit it. How many tap-ins did that motherfucker miss? And they're talking about this guy's coming back. For what? For what? To find another way? Brother, I'm going to be honest with you. If Kai Havertz is the starting striker for this team going forward, we're done. We're done. And to be honest with you, Arteta's playing some bets on the side. If he brings this guy in, nobody can tell me he's not doing that. Because there's no way in hell that you bring this freaking German. He's not even retarded. He's a retard. That's all Kai Havertz is. Kai Havertz is living off of the one goal that he scored against Manchester City in the Champions League final. He's still living off that. 265,000 pounds a week later, and 60 million pounds later, he's still living off of that one goal. That's what everybody talks about with him.
He didn't even score it for Arsenal. He scored it.
No shit. He's not going to because he sucks.
He's a donkey, bro. That's what he is. He's a fucking donkey, bro.
Bro, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to donkeys. He's a squirrel. He gets a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. That's the epitome of fucking Kai Havertz's career. He sucks. Let's be honest.
He has a donkey, you know, like he legit has a pet donkey. It's about like how he has a special relationship with that particular animal. He's a weird guy, and if that's the person leading your line, then long may it continue, man.
The funny thing is, his most successful time period, he wasn't even leading the line for fucking Leverkusen. He was a number 10.
Yeah.
He wasn't a striker for Leverkusen. He was a number 10, but people want to try to convert this guy to be a false nine and all this other fucking bullshit. All I know is at the end of the day is that the second team needs to go out there, smoke Portsmouth, get past, and we need to focus for Chelsea. We need to come out, and I'm being so serious when I say this. I want to see back-to-back 3-0 wins. I want to see a 3-0 win over Portsmouth, and when the first team comes out, we need to put Chelsea to the sword since they got this new manager. I'm not hearing this fucking new manager bounce bullshit. I'm just not. We spent over $1 billion on this team. I don't want to see nothing about a fucking new manager bounce. Because if they lose to Chelsea, bro, it's over with. It's over with. Pack it up. Pack the whole season up. Get ready for the capitulation. Because that's all that's coming.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. I don't know, man. I agree with this comment. Saka just got his contract renewal announcement yesterday, so he's getting minutes tomorrow for PR. I see that. I see that happening. I see that. You know what I mean?
I see Rice playing as well. I can't lie. Like Arteta, he's so reluctant to utilize that squad. I don't see him making wholesale changes. I think like don't be surprised if you see Rice there. It feels like. To me, it feels like he can't do without Declan Rice on that pitch for some reason. So either him or Gabriel or Saliba or Saka, I'm saying like don't be surprised. Like maybe 3 players from the first team. He's just so and this is like you know what? Yeah, Arsenal is like, especially the last 2 years, it's like a telenovela. That's like on episode 150, you know, season 15. Like everything that could have happened has happened, you know. Like guys, you know these telenovelas, guys, they die, they get resurrected. This guy gets with this guy's wife, whatever. Like it's all happened. And it's like you already know, it's like he doesn't rotate because he's risk averse. He's probably gonna be thinking about that Port Vale game. It's like, nah, I can't let that happen. Deckers, you have to play, bro. You have to lead the team. Saka, you need to show the people why you got a new contract. This is who he is. He's such a shook guy, bro.
He's a manipulator. He's a charlatan. I think that's the word you're looking for.
He's the word you're looking for is a pussy-ass bitch.
Yeah, he's a narcissist. He's all of that. He's an absolute narcissist.
The thing is, he was complaining about the schedule and things like this. These are the moments where you're in control of who gets minutes. You are able, you are afforded by the team that we're taking on. You can afford yourself to rotate the squad and you won't. But I bet you any money we get injuries, he'll say, look at what we're dealing with. Oh, look at how many injuries. Oh, it's so difficult.
But
Look at the schedule. Look at this, look at that.
That's
Now,
the
at the
key.
end of the day,
That's the key, though, bro. That's the key, though, bro. Let's be honest about something. And this is not covering for Arteta, but let's all be honest about something. That's the English media in general at this point of the year. Pep's bitched about the schedule before. Jurgen Klopp has bitched about the schedule when both of them were in bad times. He's going to get the precedent to where nobody's going to look at that and say that Pep and Guardiola did that, because all the time when it hits this period in England, because of the extra games with the League Cup and now the FA Cup going through it, they always bitch about that. Guess what? You spent £1 billion. Your bitching doesn't matter. Your bitching doesn't matter when you spent that much money. Had you been rotating players in and out and letting players play, giving minutes to Ethan Nwaneri and even Dalman before the injury for him came up recently, we wouldn't be in this situation. That's why he's a pussy. He's scared to do anything that he needs to do. Again, not a single one of these other managers do that shit. Whether Klopp bitched about the schedule, Klopp did rotations when he had to. Klopp's injury problem was so bad, he had to have all them young kids come up from the youth academy to give him substitutions. So at the end of the day, it can be done. The problem is Arteta's one of them people that if it's not perfect the whole way through, he whines, bitches, and moans left, right, and center, and then even will go out of his way to sabotage himself to show that if it's not a picture-perfect scenario, Arsenal can't win. And we're the only team that has this amount of fucking bullshit that tolerates that. Because every other team will deal with it and keep pushing through whether we like it or not. This guy, it's always an excuse. And when you're trying to always blame other people or other situations or for your failures, it shows you're not good enough. And that doesn't matter what facet of life it's in. It shows you're not good enough.
Gianni, amico mio, buonasera, come vai? Bene?
Sì, tutto a posto. E tu?
Sto bene, grazie mille. And let me also say, everything you said over there, you take a look at Aston Villa, okay? In addition to all the crap that Emery is dealing with right now with injuries, his team have also been hamstrung by the evil that is PSR. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to strengthening this, the team in the January window, which he's going to do, he now has to depend on loan signings or spending small amounts of money to buy some youth players who he thinks might be integrated well into the system. But look at what he's been able to do with an Aston Villa team that were 16th when he joined. That brutal brat, Steven Gerrard, took that Aston Villa team that was being stabilized under Dean Smith and almost literally took them to the abyss. Emery has saved them and literally brought them to great heights. This is a process. What Arteta is supposedly doing, and for which he's been treated as though the sun shines out of his backside, that doesn't even compare to what Emery's been doing. But because Emery supposedly isn't a really young, good-looking Spaniard, he is Spanish, but he's not young and good-looking, he doesn't even get anywhere near the level of media PR. And instead, people are prepared to criticize Aston Villa for the way they run, saying that because they have a high wage bill relative to revenue, that's why they're always in trouble with PSR. But they offset that by having a very low net spend. So I think it was a wise person who said, winners win, losers explain. And so you very rarely see Emery, complain and moan about referees unless he has some very legitimate gripes. That right there, my friends, is a class act. And what we have, as many people have said, is a narcissist. And as you said, a PAB. And I don't really like to repeat that word, but you've hit the nail on the head there. So that just, everything you said, when you compare him to other managers who have been around the block longer than he isn't fit to lace any of their boots. And yet one of the reasons why people love him so much is because they love the narrative that this young manager who supposedly learnt his trade from the best in the business is now coming back to one of his former clubs, being given backing and taking them to the top. And you even have some idiots on Twitter talking about how he's saved Arsenal and made them a force again. Yeah. Since that FA Cup win, we haven't even reached a final. We haven't won a single trophy. A fat lot of good his decisions have done us. And there is going to come a time, long after he's gone, when people will look back and say, you know what? on the face of it, he's no better than Terry Neal was. And that really will be something that will be one of his biggest indictments. And I can guarantee you, it isn't just Arteta. Some of these much vaunted players, if they fail to win anything with us and are sent packing and told to continue their careers elsewhere, no big club will want to sign them. I can guarantee you that now.
Well, that's the thing, right? You know, Arteta's a narcissist, like I said. Jim Jones, Captain Black looking ass, mofo. Do you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he is. Like, Gianni, you hit the nail on the head, right? This guy, to me, it looks like sabotage. Remember Wenger's last year or so? This is exactly what I'm seeing. Pattern recognition 101. And it's only going to end one way. It will be game over, no more respawns. This ain't Call of Duty. This ain't Battlefield. Do you know what I'm saying? And the way the players are moving, they look like they've been on a battlefield. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, groggy as fuck. Like, for me, right, this guy ain't even fit to lace Bruce Rioch's, you know, or wear his coat. Do you know what I'm saying? Never mind Terry Neal and all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, this whole kind of narrative, this PRO cess, yeah, along with the Premier League as well, because, you know, it's English media, it's English football. Like, why doesn't English football have a winter break? I've never understood that. You know, everyone else has one. Italy has one. France has one. Germany has one. Spain, Portugal, they all have one, but we don't. But yet, year in, year out, players are dropping like flies, and people complain. But it's the same problem. But then this manager will use that as an excuse, and has used that as an excuse, among many other things. But the excuses have dried up. They've dried up more than the Sahara Desert. It is what it is. Like, for me, he has to utilise this squad now. He has to rotate. And if he doesn't rotate, we're going to get major injuries. And usually they're going to be like reoccurring injuries. So, like, what are we really doing here? Like, you know, as much as I want Ethan to start out on the left, I doubt that he will. He should, but I doubt that he will. You know what I'm saying? Nichols, Salmon, you know, Ben White should be playing. Like, we need to refresh the whole team. Reset the whole team, period. That's where we're at. Because even after Chelsea, we've got Forest away.
Yeah.
They're out of the FA Cup now, so they won't have any more extra games. It's just Premier League and Europa League for them. And then, you know, we've got Inter in the Champions League. I want to see rotation in that, but we know this manager ain't going to do that because it's oh, I'm top of the Champions League. Look at me, blah 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 blah. Yay, get fucked. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, like, I'm just sick and tired of like just his face. I just want to grab his face and just throw him and chuck him in the wall. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that. That's how much he like he's got one of them slappable, punchable faces. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you always see certain people and they've just got that slappable, punchable face. He's one of them, man. Like, and this fan base are drawn over him still because of the way he talks, the way he manipulates, the fact that he's so narcissistic. You know, like, and for me, the players are already tired of it. Even if they're, you know, signing new contracts, Bukayo Saka and all of that, it's going to end at some point. There were certain people that thought Wenger would still be here to this day. That's not the case. So with Arteta, it's only a matter of time. The end is nigh, people. You know what I'm saying? And the way he's going, right, he'll be lucky to get another big job again. Newsflash, he won't. So I'm just sitting back, chilling, and waiting for all of this to blow over. If you know, you know, people.
I think he'll end up landing a big job again, but that'll be the one that ends up showing that he's not the manager that he is.
Where do you think he'll go, Johnny? That's the question, if that's the case, because I'm not convinced.
In all honesty, I could see if he leaves within the next 2 years, I could see Juventus picking him up.
Yeah, I mean,
and PSG, if the rumors are true that if I'm forgetting his name, Enrique. If Enrique ends up walking away this season, I could see down the line them picking him up.
And that's who we need to get. We need to get Luis Enrique at the end of the season, regardless. I don't want City getting him or any other big club getting him. He needs to be at our football club. Best believe that. I can't have another season with this fraudulent anti-football heritage manager. I can't have it. I can't. It's only going to get worse, people. It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, 100%. And it's good that you mentioned the other games, Natster. You know, Forest, Inter, Leeds as well. Like those.
Man United.
Yeah, Man United as well. Those games, they're gonna know if this manager has what it takes to win the league. But he's not. He's just gonna do some kind of foolishness that could absolutely blow the lead away. Because look at Nottingham Forest. Even though they went out of the FA Cup yesterday, Sean Dyche has a way of playing a special low block to keep any attackers out in bay. And we know, and Dyche knows everything about Arteta. He knows the way he thinks, the way he implements his playing style, and that is why once Forest outplay us with their low block, they will use that advantage to create something and score and create a goal scoring opportunity. And that is why because last season Nuno Santo did the same to us. He played a low block that was very good of keeping our attackers out of the match. And I think Dyke will basically do the same thing Nuno Santo did last season, doing the kind of low block with Forest. And then the Inter game in the Champions League, that ain't gonna be easy as well, because even though we are top and we are still we're still there of reaching the last 16 of the Champions League. Inter for me is a tough team because they've got some I know Gianni disagrees with me. I understand he has his view, I have my view, but I do not want any I do not want Saka or Rice starting that game because I understand this is a very big match, but it's about rotating your squad. You need to give the players that have not been getting an opportunity start them, because every time I see Rice and Saka on the field, every single game, running around like panting as well, I can see that they are super tired and they are so desperate in taking a rest. But this manager continues to leave them on to die. So he better not start Rice and Saka in that Inter game after we play Forest. So I don't want to see the main starters start against Portsmouth tomorrow and against Inter in the Champions League. So that is why Arteta better not fuck around, because this season he has to win something. As I said, he better win something. If not, get out of the door, go and get Enrique, because Enrique, for me, he is a winner. Did you see the game against Marseille where his team, they were losing 2-1, but then from out of nowhere, Aubameyang did one fuck up, and then PSG took advantage of that, and they went on and got that equalizer, and then they went on to win the penalty shootout and win the Trophy de Champion. Because Enrique's a winner, he wins every single trophy that matters. So that is why when Arteta gets out, Enrique is our main answer, because this is a guy that has won every single major trophy in his life. He's won the La Liga trophy, he's won the Champions League, he's won every single continental trophy in this industry. And I really want him at Arsenal because he can change the players' confidence around. He can make them into better players, because with this manager, he just wants to make the players play so much that they end up losing their breath, and it's hard for them to run more. So with Enrique, when he comes in, he will try and make the players play with confidence and enthusiasm. So that is why once we get rid of this manager, if we bottle the league, if we don't win anything this season, sack Arteta, get Enrique.
Shit.
I hear it.
Sorry, Northside. Just very quickly, I agree with you, Macy. Like, I think Luis Enrique, should be the one. I mean, even like when Guns has mentioned this multiple times, we all know this. When he speaks to fans that disagree with his views, our views in a way as well, and they've seen clips on TikTok or whatever, but then when they actually speak to him, they're just like, "Oh shit, this ain't the 15-second clip version. I'm speaking to the actual guy." Blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah. And then when Guns asks them the question, like, who do you want after Arteta, whatever happens, yeah, they all say the same answer. It's Luis Enrique.
Yeah.
That's word on the street kind of shit. So, we get Luis Enrique. One thing for damn sure, I don't believe in guarantees, but I can assure you this, we'll play 10 times better football. And with the squad that we have right now, even if there'll be a number that leave the door, whatever, the deadwood, etc., we'll win some trophies as well. So bring it on. Bring it on.
100%, yeah.
I hear it. Kawaja, what are you saying, bro? What's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on the games today?
I knew that Spurs were going to lose the game today. I just don't see Spurs winning that game today. I thought that first half was a disgrace from Spurs. They just weren't really at it in the first half, and Aston Villa dominated. I mean, defensively, they were all over the place. I don't think the midfield were great. I mean, they conceded 2 sloppy goals, 2 very good play from Aston Villa, and apparently I've been hearing from Top Gooners still that Arteta's better than Emery because we beat them 4-1. That's what I've been hearing. I mean, let's be real. Emery's still better because he plays better football. The way they were playing in that first half, they're playing better football than us. And let's not forget,
Oh, I think it's frozen.
Yeah. Ooh.
I think it's frozen. Yo, Kawaja, if you can still hear us, try log back in, bro. I think you're frozen, bro. But big up. Just log back in. I'll let you back in, bro. But yeah, man. I'm looking at El Clasico. I'm gonna be doing a match reaction to the El Clasico. Obviously, Barca. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Real supporter for free.
You're winning a title one way or another, huh?
It's a win-win, bro. It's a win-win. You know what I'm saying? Real motherfucking supporter, bro. 3 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Can never call me a glory hunter. You know what I'm saying?
Rafinha on the score sheet, Northside. Rafinha on the score sheet.
Yo, Gianni.
I'm not gonna jinx it, yeah, but I'm telling you, if you win, yeah, I'm sending for Lee, bro. I'm telling you.
With Fenerbahce.
Madrid, yeah. Lee's getting cooked, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting him on the front, yeah. Lee's getting cooked, bro. All this Hala Madrid stuff. How dare he disrespect my city? When we went to the Barca shop, yeah, he's in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We went to the Barca shop, yeah. He said, nah, Madrid, yeah. I was like, how dare you, bro? How dare you? Yeah, but he did concede that Barca's a better city than Madrid. He's like, yeah, Barca's lit. I'm like, yeah, you already know.
He was. What were you saying, Macy?
It was like a kid in a candy shop.
Big up to Guendouzi, by the way. He won he helped Fenerbahce win the Turkish Cup today. They won 2-0 against Galatasaray, and I think he scored his first goal for Fenerbahce too. So big up to Guendouzi. Like, I'm surprised he's at Fenerbahce. Like,
he's just left Lazio? Because I apparently he was like a week or two ago.
Yeah, apparently they loaned him out to Fenerbahce for a season, and because of that, he scored his first goal for them, and also he helped them win their first trophy, not the Turkish league, but the Turkish Cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Lazio's doing a fire sale of their players right now because Sadi had either a heart attack or something with his heart. So he's not going to be really he had a heart operation. He's not going to be in the dugout for a little while, and they're redoing their team. That's why Castellanos was bought at West Ham, the Argentine striker from Lazio. But no, Guendouzi's been one of the best midfielders in Italy for the last 3 years. The guy's a stud. We screwed up by letting him go, because if we had Guendouzi with the way that he's been playing right now, you wouldn't have needed to even go get Zubimendi. I rate Guendouzi very highly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but he has an attitude problem, Gianni. He has an attitude problem. Do you know what I'm saying? We don't like players with attitude problems, innit? Ivan, Tony, and all of them man there. Like it's
he controls. Bro, at the end of the day, the manager only wants players that are going to listen to him. Why do you think? Here, how many times have we heard players leaking shit to the press about injuries or falling out with managers? You don't hear any of that with this squad. The one thing that you can give Arteta, whether it's because of fear of the players being afraid of him and not being able to play again or whatever, the locker room is a very tight-knit locker room. So that's why you would have the hope that if it doesn't work out with Arteta, a new manager could come, galvanize a tight-knit locker room, and push you on to victory, which is why he's on fraud watch this year. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm almost to the point to say that any manager that has experience of winning multiple leagues comes in and changes the dynamic of this team to go on and win. If he doesn't go on and win this season, I'm sorry. You know, a lot of people were calling me crazy at the beginning of the year in the summer. I said I wouldn't even take a chance. I'd fire his ass and bring Roberto Mancini in because I'd rather give Mancini a go with this team of playing a more offensive brand of football than this guy. Because again, it just shows consistently that he's too pragmatic. You know, it's okay to be pragmatic in certain times, but not to be overly pragmatic. I mean, it's the same old shit. I mean, at this point, this guy's the spicy version of fucking Mauricio Pochettino.
Yeah,
spicy peerless. Like he, the way
Paella
I find,
Peerless. That's what we've been saying.
I find it so funny, yeah, like how at the beginning of the season there were like a lot of Arsenal fans reveling in like the set pieces, the sort of like the defensive nature of the team. You know, when Arsenal weren't even conceding shots on target, and it's like I just find it so funny because the performances have more or less been the same. It's just the results here and there. There's a little bit of a pinch here, a little bit of a draw there, but like Arsenal honestly, like in terms of watching an Arsenal game, like if I didn't support the team, right? If I wasn't a supporter, I wouldn't be able like to watch you guys week in, week out. It's an ISO. It's an ISO, especially when you consider the attacking talent there. Like as a you know, like for me at Crystal Palace, I always kind of felt kind of like the jury's out on whether he has sort of like that world class type of quality, but he's not even having flashes. He's not even having moments. Martin Ødegaard, like I'll be real, because before Arsenal like got him on loan and then signed him on a permanent, I actually watched him play for Real Sociedad, with guys like Isak and Nacho Monreal, and he actually looked like a good player in that Real Sociedad team. But this football player that I'm seeing now, comparisons to Mesut Ozil, to me, it just kind of shows like a lot of people didn't see guys like Ozil in his prime. They really didn't see like what he was doing for Real Madrid and things like that. Like the lack of spark, the lack of creativity. It's the same movements, it's the same actions. You know, Bukayo Saka is going to receive the ball, pass it back inside, receive it again, try to take his man on, whip it. Like yo, it's such an eyesore watching Arsenal. And I was telling Northside this a couple of weeks ago, considering the type of football Arsenal used to be known for, like that complete departure with no trophies. Like imagine if this season ends once again with no trophies for Arsenal after watching this football for the whole season. Imagine it being so poetic, like you guys lose to an own goal or lose to a set piece. And then it's like they're gonna come out and they're gonna say, "Oh, fine margins." You know, it was a tight game, and it's like, yo, how it's terrible.
He'll be out there, man. He'll be out there.
That's how it goes, though. But that's how it goes, though. Let's not like. This is the thing that a lot of people misconstrue. You're a Chelsea fan, correct? Okay. Chelsea's history is what? pragmatic defensive football and counterattacking. That's what your core history is, right? The only manager to go against the history of your club and win is Ancelotti. Ancelotti, up until that point, had one of the best playing football teams in that double winning season that you guys had. But it's because of the caliber manager that Ancelotti is, to why he was able to take a team to go against the grain of the history. I've said this multiple times across many different people's streams. When you're one of the big clubs, it doesn't matter what type of philosophy you want to have as a manager. You have to incorporate the DNA of the club. Otherwise, you don't win. That's why Manchester United has been shit. United fans won't ever accept it, because I remember when United got Mourinho, it's, Mourinho gets results. Well, what happened when that result against Sevilla came in the Champions League? It's because he's going against the history of the club. Doesn't matter how good of a manager Mourinho was. At that point, Mourinho's career was the start of the decline there. And it's why when you're with a big club, you have to play to the history of the club. The reason why Arsenal was smoking the shit out of everybody the year we blew the lead was because we were playing open attacking Arsenal football. Then he rushed Jesus back and went right back to the pragmatic bullshit, and we haven't looked like we were going to win a league since. That's why we went got one win in 7 games. That's why the following year we blew the Aston Villa and West Ham week with Porto smashed in between those 2 games. That's the thing. When you're a big club, you have to stick to your DNA. Whether people like it or not, that is the truth. And that's the reason why Arsenal is so far behind. That's why I'm saying you get a manager who at least knows his ass from a hole in the ground and knows how to play somewhat of attacking football. Arsenal would turn right around and be a complete 180 to where everybody would be afraid of this team. The problem is that nobody's afraid of this team because they know the mistakes can come because we're not playing our brand of football.
Pretty much.
I like how you said that there, Jenny. And just to go back on Mourinho, I would actually go so far to say that his decline started in many ways with his final years at Real Madrid, because you take a look at how things were over there. Obviously, he was signed by the board because they were sick and tired of, losing out on Champions League finals and so forth. They hadn't won. They were so close to winning La Decima and they weren't able to just get over the line. They saw Mourinho's treble success with Inter Milan and thought, yes, he's the man we want. And although it started off reasonably well, I think he won the league in what was his second season there. But then things started to get a little bit difficult for him with the way he was treating some of the Madrid players. Certainly the Casillas issue didn't really go away. And then there was that ugly controversy where he was, he poked one of the Barcelona assistant coaches in the eye and pretty much, sullied the reputation of the club in the process. The thing about Mourinho as well is that what you said there about trying to incorporate the DNA of the club, you're absolutely spot on there. And it came to a point in many ways where Real Madrid, the hierarchy, decided, you know what, if we aren't really going to get the results that we need and he's going to cause a little bit more controversy than we can, bear, it's not even worth it at this point. And so even for the best of managers, when they aren't able to get the results that are desired, people are going to take a look at the character. I mean, people were willing to put up with Mourinho for a long time under Spursy because they knew, as you said, that he could deliver the results. But even certain coaches, when they can't deliver those results, I mean, strong boards will tell them, you've got to go. And I think that entire incident was in many ways so damaging to Mourinho's brand that, with the possible exception of the likes of maybe Manchester United or whatever, or, I mean, at that time, I don't know if you could call them a big club. I don't think any real big club has ever really spoken about wanting him. And yes, he did well at Roma. But now, of course, he's back with Benfica. Northside will testify to this. Recently, there was a controversy where I think he made his players sleep one night at the training ground. He's one of those coaches, also like Arteta, a huge narcissist. But at least Mourinho has the trophies and has the credit in the bank to back up that level of narcissism. It's fine if you want to be that way, but as you said, Gianni, sometimes you also have to be respectful of your club environs and your surroundings and make sure that you don't go against the values of the club. And if you do, then I don't care about your reputation. Not even you are safe. And there's a part of me that thinks that the way Arteta's managing, it is in some ways going against what we stand for as a club in terms of playing style and in terms of how we're conducting ourselves. And yet people are just so blind to that. And that's what really infuriates me. If you're a strong club, you'll have the balls to say, we can't have any of that anymore. And the fact that we're not even doing that, I think that's going to be a big indictment on us as a club and a fan base in many ways. I'm not too sure you'd agree with me on that, but I'd be happy to hear your opinion.
I disagree with the Mourinho take because for me, I think Mourinho's downfall came after Chelsea his second time around because in no way, shape, or form should he have won the Premier League with that Chelsea team the second time around, in my opinion. I thought his downfall in Spain was because of the Spanish media, because Real Madrid's style is to get possession of the ball and wow the fans. Mourinho's style was get the ball and go score fucking goals. That's why he still has the record for goals scored in a season, unless I'm mistaken. And recently,
yeah, no, it's over 100 plus goals. 100 plus goals.
His goal differential was like something stupid, like 89 goal differential.
To this day as well, by the way.
Yeah, but that's as far as Mourinho. As far as with the managers and everything else, the problem is nowadays is, again, this is only, and this is going to sound biased, and I'm not trying to come off like an asshole, but this is only in England. There is no other league that takes into an account processes and all this other bullshit. I'm sorry, there just isn't. Napoli has had the same main core of players that have won these 2 Scudettes from going on back to the Gattuso era and in the Carlo Ancelotti era. You don't hear people going to Italy and saying, we're going to do a process. Go tell that to AC Milan. Go tell that to Inter Milan. Go tell that to Juventus. It's not happening. Juventus has fallen themselves into a process now because they fucked up their money because of the amount of leeway that they get, and the corruption finally kicked them in the ass. Besides that, you don't have a process at Juventus. You have to go out and win. It's the same thing with Benfica. Benfica, Porto, they don't want processes at their club. They're demanding wins. It's only in England that this shit goes on. And in my honest opinion, I think the only reason why the English media does this is to drive up to make the league seem more dramatic, because overall, whether they'll never admit it or not, the people that run the Premier League want the Premier League to hit the heights that the old Serie A was between the 80s and the 90s. And the sad thing is the brand of football they're producing, it's never going to come close to it. And that's the whole reason why everybody's accepting this bullshit with calling for processes. So I'm sorry. I think that's strictly just an English thing, because you can't go to any of the big teams across different leagues and expect and ask for a process. You can only do that at small clubs. You can't do that at the big clubs that are the fan bases are demanding to win, because the fan bases won't tolerate it. Again, if you put Arteta at AC Milan, you don't think those ultras will weigh his ass in if this shit goes? Because what happened the first 2, everybody likes to gloss over because he won the FA Cup. Guess what? Gattuso won the Coppa Italia. The next year, he didn't qualify for the Champions League, similar to how it was for Arteta in the first 18 months. Guess what happened? The whole fan base told Gattuso to get the fuck out, not just the ownership. And again, we're not even, if we're going off trophies, Napoli's not even one of the top 5 biggest teams in Italy. So we're not even close in the same category size within our own country to Arsenal, and we're not tolerating that bullshit. You have to win. That's what the command is at the end of the day. All this process shit is to come, in my personal opinion, is to cover the fact that they want more dramatization in the Premier League, because maybe they think that'll get the ratings or the views to go up. Because again, you can't do that. Tell Bayern Munich they're going to go through a process. Tell Bayern Munich the fans will have a meltdown. Tell North's back in Barcelona. Tell North that he's got to get a process now at his second team. He ain't going to have that shit. So again, for me, it's just a Premier League thing. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. That's why we went to get Mourinho, even at Benfica, because he's supposed to be a manager that's ready to deliver. Even though I've not been happy with Mourinho, he doesn't win me the league. He's got to go. Even when we bought Jorge Jesus back after he won the Copa de Libertadores with Flamengo and won the league, we bought him back because he won the league with us before leaving for Sporting. So it's true. The demands are
are to win in Portugal. And I know it's not just Portugal's Ajax, it's the Italian teams, the Scottish league. Like, let's be real, like Rangers and Celtic, whenever they're not winning or it takes too long, they start going off. I remember when Gerrard went back there and got them winning. So that's how it is. You have to win. And people look down on these leagues, but within their league and within their standard of their league, they're demanding wins. It's the same with the Turkish teams. You know, but how long has Fenerbahce been fighting, trying to stop Galatasaray consistently winning, consistently getting over
And that's the
line?
thing with Mourinho, Northside. Sorry to cut in again. Like, you know, I was saying to Gianni, and obviously, you know, he and I have had different views on Mourinho's decline. But it's like when you start, the thing about Mourinho is that he always, and everyone can agree that he has this tendency to sort of make everything more or less about himself, and some of his antics are absolutely deplorable. But people are willing to put up with that because they accept that it's part of the package and that he's a winner. And, you know, that's what you sort of get with him. What, you know, you take the rough with the smooth, as it were. But I like how you said if he doesn't win the league, he has to go. And if he can't win the league, I would actually believe that this will be the last time we see him in club management, because when you consider he actually sort of began his professional management career with Porto, or after being a translator for several managers, I think, you know, in many ways, his return to Benfica is sort of like coming full circle. And nobody's going to doubt that he will be remembered as one of the greatest managers of all time. But his abrasiveness, sometimes, if it doesn't get you the results you need, you're going to have a lot of people against you very, very quickly. And that's what happened. It's what's happened at almost every club he's managed. Even in Turkey, when he was with Fenerbahce, I think, he didn't last very long. He obviously failed to win the league in his first season there. And then he was, you know, given his marching orders. So, you know, that's the thing about Mourinho. People will probably hire him because of the mystique and his reputation. But he's been, you know, in decline for a long, long time. And I don't see him managing another club if he leaves Barcelona without winning a trophy.
Do you think it's him in decline, or do you think it's because of the decline of how soft these fucking players are nowadays? And they can't handle the mentality of the manager, because in my opinion, what's the difference between Antonio Conte and Jose Mourinho, just for the recency? Because Mourinho, for me, is the newer age version of what Trapattoni was. Trapattoni was a fucking nutcase, but he won however many Scudettes at Juventus. He won Inter a Scudette. He went and won titles at Bayern Munich, but it was because everybody respected him because he had a commanding leader. He had a commanding figure in the locker room. I think what we're talking about here is showing the transition of the previous era of football to now, because now these managers are giving processes because of the fact that, at least in England, is because of the fact that these players are much more passive in allowing a manager to do what they're doing nowadays than it was before. Because here, we could say this right now. You think Arteta would survive that Chelsea locker room that forced out all those managers and kept winning? His ass would have been put out. They'd have been passing Arteta's ass around like a fucking joint. They wouldn't have tolerated his bullshit.
Even at Arsenal, like 10, 15, definitely 20, 25 years ago.
And then to what you said,
like a year, nowhere near.
And that's to what you said with Oba. When they said, oh, he can't handle players with attitude. It's not the fact that he can't. It's the fact that he wants more of these modern day players that are willing to listen more to the coach. That's why we're seeing the change in football. Before, players were allowed, again, old school mentality. Look at Carlo Ancelotti. He allows the players to do their own expression into the game. Like, again, for Chelsea, for example, the only thing he had to tinker at Chelsea was to tell Florent Maluda not to bomb into the box and take the space that Frank Lampard was going to. And look what happened. Lampard, 20-something fucking goals that year? And Drogba had like 30-some-odd goals? Again, it's the change. It's the changing of the guard of the football that we grew up with and what we know into what it is right now. That's why there's a tolerant for this bullshit. All the other countries are still holding on to the same ways of it being done. It's win or get the fuck out. And the players have to atone to that same thing. Again, in England, it's these players nowadays, it's all about the manager. Now you're seeing Sky Sports more than ever having shows about trying to break down these bullshit tactical things because they want to overhype all these fucking managers. It's because, look, it was no different with Poch. Everybody was licking Poch's ass crack at Sky Sports talking about how amazing it was. He didn't fucking win. He didn't fucking win. And it should be the same thing now with this. It's win or fuck off. It's, again, going back to what I said, these players of the new age are different. These guys are allowing the managers to hold a much higher seat, even when they're not proven, than what it is back in the day. You walked into a big team, you had to have a big name who could command the locker room. You can't have a Mikel Arteta, an unproven manager, walk into a big locker room. And that's why it's changing. Now we're called a big locker room because of the so-called quality of the team. But again, it's new age players that allow this shit to go on.
Yeah, but
I would
also,
agree with that in principle.
more
I agree with that in
people-
principle. I'm not saying
Like,
otherwise.
I just wanted to say this, but then again, the game has become more about managers because it's become more about systems. Whereas back in the day, you had the number 10 that holds power because your number 10 was creating a lot of opportunities for your team. So you had to respect the number 10 because of what he brings to the team. If you disrupt the number 10 and piss him off and don't go out there and get players over the line that actually accommodate to the way that he plays, players had a bit more player power. And we're not saying that we need player power to the point where, it disrupts the club. But now you're just a part of a cog. You're part of a system. So the manager's looking at you like, you see this all the time with Pep. It's like, okay, well, you're not doing this job for me. Cool, it's okay. I can get rid of Ibra. I can get rid of Yaya Toure. I can get rid of multiple players. I just replace you. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm the star because it's my system. Whereas before, you had stars, you had Giggs, you had Beckham, you had Pires, you had Bergkamp and Henry. These players held a lot of weight. These man, bro, Henry and Bergkamp at times, even Vieira at times, were questioning Wenger. It was stepping to Wenger and questioning him. Do you know what I'm saying? So these players, the game was more about the players. Yes, managers were important, but you had players where you had to keep them sweet. Even Fergie had to keep certain players sweet, like Cantona, booting the flipping fan. He's like, yo, it's Cantona, everyone just shut up. We didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see it. You get what I'm saying? Because it was Cantona. But nowadays, man are like, well, we don't need Cantona, you can F off because most of the time we're getting the goals from the wide players. So really and truly, we don't really need you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you had Mane and Salah, it's like, cool, you had Firmino, but you had Mane and Salah on the wings. So now I feel like because it's a system thing, the managers look at the players a lot disposable because they're like, yo, I just get another player that can do your job within my system if you don't listen. You know what I mean? Because they're not allowed to express themselves anyway. And then the ones that are able to express themselves, then you see how much money that they're earning in the game. But the game has not become, it's not about individuals anymore. We don't have brands anymore. You don't have players like Zizou. And I'm not saying every player has to hit the heights, but you don't have players like, Rui Costa flipping Florentina with the Nintendo kit. You know what I mean? Iconic. When you look at Seedorf at AC Milan, Dida, you know what I'm saying? Like these players, even the goalkeepers they were icons. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, we don't have that no more. Do you know what I mean? And then we get into stupid debates about Esteval versus Lemine or flipping Saka versus Lemine. And it's like, at the end of the day, bro, we're starving for ballers. Let's just be real about it. We're starving for ballers. Right?
You're right. I was even thinking about like growing up, you could even associate certain boots with certain players and certain style of plays. Like with Ronaldinho, you knew you had the tempo. With Gerrard, you knew you had the predators. Like with these players, I don't even know. They don't even have signature boots. Like brands aren't even trying to do deals with these guys, bro. There's no. Maybe it's because we're older now, and growing up it was kind of easy to look up to players. But I think of even someone like Didier Drogba, bro. Like I used to see him as a hero, someone like to look up to, like a reference point. Now I'm just like looking like first of all, it's like the game has gotten younger. Like how can Chelsea, like their oldest player is 28? Like I'm older than the oldest player at this football club. That's crazy. There's no one to look up to. There's no reference points. The aura isn't there. The aura isn't there. And like part of it is because of systems and how managers are setting their teams up. But like I don't know. Like I feel like it's even deeper than that. It's how footballers are manufactured these days. Like there's no flair, man. Like there's no
Don't you
flair.
think it's like
Like
music though? Because like music's become very repetitive. You know what I mean? Whereas
process
like
driven,
before,
yeah.
I think football's followed the same as music, where artistically back in the day people were more individual. Like even within rap music, like you'd have 50, but then you'd have Ludacris, and you'd have Ludacris, but then you'd have someone like Outkast. Then you have Outkast, and then you're someone like Wu-Tang, and then you have Wu-Tang, you have G Unit, then you have Dipset. Like everybody's very individual. You got Jadakiss and you got, I don't know, Young Jeezy. Like everybody, yeah, like everyone's very individual. Like even in terms of music, football's become like that. It's very generic. And when you get generic within anything, you take away the creativity within that field of whatever it is, whether it's music, whether it's football. These guys are not coached to take on players. We see how many players come through the academy and they naturally have the ability to express themselves and they get punished for it. And it doesn't just happen at Arsenal. You've seen the way Kobe Maino's been treated at Man United. You see the way Ethan's been treated over here. Chelsea, you guys have got a couple of players, but to be fair, you allowed Cole Palmer to, when he came to your club, you allowed him to express himself. But that was because he was put in GA. Take away the GA. If the player's ability, and this is the crazy thing, because Ethan actually had GA, but if the player doesn't have GA, forget about it. Forget about it, because the game has just become about GA. It doesn't matter about natural flair or ballers like Barella. You know what I'm saying? In England, Barella, it's only because he's abroad. Because if he was bought in England, they'll be like, oh yeah, but where's the GA? Oh yeah, but what GA does he get? But you can see he's a natural baller. You can see the flair of the play and how good he can run that midfield. And that's why I just hate football now, because it's like the essence of the game is not just GA, bro. Like I don't know the GA for all the legends of the game. I don't know Figo's GA, but he was a baller. Do you know what I'm saying? But you ask me his GA, I don't fucking know his GA. Does that mean that he wasn't a baller? I don't know Zidane's GA. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't even know Eto'o's GA. And he was one of my favorite strikers.
Yeah,
I don't even know what his GA is. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So it's like
nobody cared about that shit. Because if you had skills, you could ball. If you had skills, we're talking about some of the greatest ever. Let's knock it down another level of guys that should have been good players and didn't, but could still ball. What wingers on the same ability as far as wowing you, like Ricardo Quaresma was? What guys who were at number 10 position as good as fucking Guti? Or Pablo or Aymar at Valencia at the time, or even if we go with Chelsea, what guy on Chelsea's on the same level of flair as we saw with both Hazard and Gianfranco Zola? Nobody. That's when they tried to. Huh?
No, I'm saying nowhere near like the level, just like the level is even someone like Isco, someone like Danny Parejo. Like even strikers like Jermaine Defoe, like a fox in a box, get a shot off. People like Robbie Keane, like I remember guys like Roque Santa Cruz. You know, it's so funny. Like nowadays we're talking about strikers. Oh, like you need to play him in behind to get the best out of you. Need to create bare chances, and I'm just like, yo, like Roque Santa Cruz, guys like Alvaro Negredo. Big guy, could run in behind, could drop in, could score goals. Like that's why you were rated. You could do everything. Nowadays it's like profiles. Like what the hell is a profile? Like I used to like for me, profiles used to be numbers, right? If you're like if you have the number 10, it means you're the best player in the team. The number 10 right now, like nowadays, it means like I guess it just symbolizes just what football is nowadays, because the most creative.
Just a number. It's just a number. Every single player.
Like you're pressing trigger now. Like you're literally a pressing trigger, and that used to be the epicenter of teams. But like Gianni, you're right, bro. Because even when you go down the levels, like people like a striker like Loic Remy. I haven't seen in the last few years somebody that can play on like Loic Remy's level.
Yeah,
someone like Adel Tarab right now. He doesn't fit no systems. So it's it's
But it's because
crazy.
look
We're
at how
really
football's
stupid.
done.
Even Lewis Muriel. I don't know if he's still playing, but I've
Yeah,
always
he's in the MLS. He's in the MLS.
Yeah, there you go. I've always rated that kid. That guy was a baller. That guy was a
But
proper
look what's
player.
going on now. The players nowadays don't have the ability to do so because look at how fast these players get picked up by teams and automatically get thrown into learning the systems. All these guys grew up poor, tying fucking rags or socks around rocks and tightening it up thick enough so that they could use it as a fucking ball so they could learn and interpret the game on themselves as a young kid. That's the thing. These kids are not allowed to learn or play that way anymore. That's why when you see what we see with Max Dowman, that he's still playing and putting his own emphasis on the game. That's why we call these kids ballers, because they're a throwback to what we all grew up watching. When you look at the way these kids are playing, these kids are now playing at a young age with all these trainers that are trying to teach them out of it. They want all these different types of systems and bullshit. How many times you see on Instagram a day these different kids who they try to hype up that could be a wonder kid, and all he's doing is putting the balls up against a fucking wall and shooting it in the net. Oh, look at his ability. Ain't no fucking ability. You can give my fat ass 3 months to get in shape and I can go fucking do that for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could
You're
do
right.
that.
Nowadays, like a road trip is like a training drill.
Yeah.
It's literally like a training drill.
What's his name? Fucking Endrick, innit? You know, despite the spicy Bobby Charlton, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he was meant to be the next big thing. He was meant to take over Neymar. How did that go? Oh, right, yeah. He's married to some chick now that's like, 6-7 years his senior or whatever.
Oh,
now
she's like 30. She's like 12 years older than him.
She's not even that much younger than me. She's not even younger than me, bro. What is going on?
Yeah.
These kids, man, these guys, man, like they don't have the nous, you know. And this is what it goes back to, guys. The game of football now is about coaches and the referees, whereas before it was about the players and the fans. That is the biggest problem with football all across the world, but especially in England. Once you make it about the coaches, well, manager in our case, and the referees, it's going down the shitter. You got a big ass problem on your hands. When it goes back to the players, the Dowmans when he's fit, the Ethans, the Cole Palmers, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Ryan Cherky, killing it at the moment. Do you know what I'm saying? Once we go back to Morgan Rogers, once we go back to them players, propping them motherfuckers up, then and only then we might save football. But at this moment in time, it's like. Do you remember that song back in the day by Nas? Innit? Hip hop is dead. Football has been that way for the longest.
Yeah,
hip hop is dead. Music is dead. Film and TV is dead. Football is dead.
Football died. Football died.
You know what I'm
sorry
saying?
to say this.
Right now.
I'm sorry to say this again. I don't want to come off like an asshole, but football died because of the Premier League. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Football died because of the Premier League. Because let's all get something straight right now. If it wasn't for the American investors dumping in the billions that they did into the Premier League, and then forcing everybody to go along with the creation of financial fair play, and now on top of like what Monty said in the Premier League with PSR, it's all a rig. It's absolutely hilarious because like when I hop on streams every day, I hear people talking about, oh, Yanks don't know football. Well, here's the funny thing. If you guys don't know, the Premier League bought into the American mentality system of trickle-down economics in the Premier League. The Big Six, the sad thing is about the Big Six, which also adds to the bullshit with what these clubs do, is the Big Six have already got the league rigged to where they have a leg up over everybody else because of PSR. If it was free-flowing to where any owner could dump in money and make an agreement with the bank in order for them to back it, then it is what it is. The team should be allowed to take in money from banks and do their own thing because they're privately owned. They shouldn't be getting told from outside people what you can and cannot do as far as spending. That's why these other clubs can't move up. But the bigger reason is FFP. All England did was take the money away that France had, that Italy, Brazil even, some of the money from Spain, the money from Portugal. They took all the money away from these bigger clubs that they were operating on. And now all of a sudden they want the same thing. They want it to where unless you're getting the English money for your player, you're going to get starved. And that's the reason why that this is a problem, because now all these different teams have to force kids into their youth academy, and they need them to start learning the system bullshit so they could turn around and dump them for profits to England or to the big clubs in whatever league it is, in order for them to keep moving for money, because they're restricted on how they're able to go. That's the biggest problem with football. If you let go of the money restrictions and start letting these teams do what they want to do with their own private ownership, you're going to see football return. You're going to see all the leagues much more competitive. Again, the early perfect example of this is the old French league. Yeah, Lyon smacked the shit out of that league for 7 straight years and was a fantastic team to watch. But look at how many other ballers stayed at their teams, to where there were other good teams in France for a period. Same thing with Portugal. Same thing as we all know with Italy. And same thing that we know with the Bundesliga. Hell, the Bundesliga going from the early 2000s into the mid 2010s was one of the best leagues with all the ballers that was playing in the Bundesliga. Guess what? It dried up really fast when all the residual money started drying up year in and year out and going into the Premier League. That's the problem, is that only one league is allowed to control all the money. Once we get rid of that, football will go back to how it was.
And the likes of Gary Neville, yeah, that rat, has the nerve, the gall, to be like, well, we don't want a Super League. Hello? Hello?
It already is.
The Premier League, yeah, exactly. The Premier League is the Super League. That is it. That is the bottom line. That's the ultimate point. You know, imagine if Newcastle didn't have any restrictions. Villa are up there now with restrictions. Imagine them without restrictions. Them two, right, that I've just mentioned, yeah, will put us to shame, put Chelsea to shame. Tottenham are already a shambles anyway, so we don't even need to get into that. Do you know what I'm saying? And tonight proved it.
Yeah.
But Liverpool, City, and even Man United, they put all them 6 clubs, the top 6 bollocks, to shame. Like you said, Gianni, like if the owners were allowed to spend whatever they wanted, to invest, all of that shit, we'd see a different league. And if you spread the money around across the world, including Europe, of course, then football will be a lot more competitive. Football will be a lot better. But again, they're pushing for that Super League, because once the Premier League falls, I'm telling you this right here, right now, Fat Boy Slim Sittings, yeah, best believe that. Once the Premier League falls, watch how they push that Super League. Watch how that Super League comes back. They'll try and push that shit again. And all them protests won't work like they did before. Not even remotely. Because that's where football's heading. Super League. Best believe that.
Now, listen, big up to everyone locked in, man. We're going to wrap up because I need to wake up early tomorrow. Big up Keke, big up Mane, Manny, big up Gianni, Macy, Nat. And listen, we're going to redirect. We're going to redirect to Nuruddin. Big up to everyone that's locked in. We're going to redirect Northside Raid on the way into Nuruddin. And I catch you lot tomorrow. There's a lot of show at 12, getting into certain signings, rumors and stuff like that. Certain players getting new contracts at 12 tomorrow. Then we got the Arsenal match reaction. Then we got obviously the Barca match reaction. You know what I'm saying? We will be there. You already know. You know what I'm saying?
More than you.
If we know, for sure.
We ain't gonna jinx it though. We ain't gonna jinx it. You know what I'm saying? May the best team win. You already know who that is. It is what it is. So big up to everyone that's locked in. Northside Raid on the way in, and we'll see you lot tomorrow. Love.